Actually, I'm the worst is that I shaved. I'm fat. I'm really fat. I realize how fat I am, but it's also not diet season yet. So
I actually don't think you're that fat. I don't think you're that fat at all. I think we live in a world where there's cameras everywhere.
On today's Pardon My Take, we have our good friend Tom Fornelli talking college bowl season. We're going to do the playoffs. We're going to talk his favorite bowls, Arizona Bowl, the Barstool Arizona Bowl. We're also going to do week 16 picks and preview. Fantasy Dabo's Fyre Fest of the week, and the Jets and Zach Wilson. We got a lot to talk about, and we're going to do it with our friends Chevy. The playoffs are upon us, but one team has already won it all. That team is Chevy, and its star player, the Silverado, a truck with unstoppable grit and determination. According to J.D. Power, Chevy trucks have earned more new vehicle quality awards than any other brand. That's some serious hardware. Head over to Chevy.com to learn more. Silverado, as strong and dependable as the people who drive them. For J.D. Power 2022 U.S. award information, visit jdpower.com/awards. The Chevy is the best truck out there. The Chevy Silverado, our favorite truck in the world. Tell them Pardon My Take sent you when you go check them out at a dealership or Chevy.com and get yourself a brand new Chevy Silverado, the most dependable, greatest truck ever created. Okay, let's go. Welcome to Pardon My Take. Today is Friday, December 23rd. And PFT, I think I speak for both of us when I say I just feel bad for Billy having to watch that. I just feel so bad that he had to watch Zach Wilson and the Jets. I feel bad.
Well,
don't you feel bad?
Yeah, it's tough because, like, as a Taylor Heineke guy and Big Cat, you as a Justin Fields guy, like, it's rough to watch Billy watch those Jets, the revolving door of quarterbacks they've got, and they keep going back to Zach Wilson. And it's like, when are they going to learn that, man? I don't know. Some guys just don't understand good quarterback play, so I feel bad.
I feel bad. PFT, Zach Wilson is so bad at football. Halfway through the game, I started watching Prime Vision. Shout out our guy Sam Schwartzstein, who does a great job there, so I could see the all 22 angle just to see how bad he is. And he's worse than bad. He was missing wide open. That 2nd and 25 play where I think he had Garrett Wilson streaking down the field wide open, and he just held the ball until he was covered. It was almost like, I got to wait until there's like 2 Jaguars there, and then I'll let it rip. He is so lost. He is so bad. Chris Streveler comes in. It's over for Zach Wilson. Like, you can't. I know Mike White, getting injured. Joe Flacco, by the way, shout out. Like, he looked like he wanted to be anywhere but on that sideline tonight. Like, he was wearing the coat, having the helmet all the way down. Zach Wilson is so bad.
He's so bad, Big Cat. Like, I actually think you were watching the alternate channel. I was looking for the Dude Perfect broadcast because I actually think that any of those guys could step in and be a better quarterback than Zach Wilson right now. I think if Zach Wilson showed up to the Dude Perfect warehouse in Dallas, Texas, and threw a couple balls, like a couple tennis balls across the room, they'd be like, dude, who do you know here? Are you sure you're in the right spot? Like, Zach Wilson couldn't even play for Dude Perfect at this point.
It was so bad. And I just want to say a shout out to Jets fans, not Billy, because Billy tried to shame us earlier in the year saying that he feels bad for Commanders and Bears fans, but all the Jets fans at the game and who have to go through this because they know, this has been similar to our history. Like, this is their history, is quarterbacks like this. But Jets fans, the crowd shots were so funny. They were on their boo game early, which I respect the hell out of because that's how bad he's been. There also was it was so bad, and this happened to Streveler too when he had Uzama running down the field, but it happened for Zach Wilson as well. Jets fans were yelling out like there's an open receiver before the quarterback for the Jets could see the receiver. Like, they were like, that guy's open, like, please throw it. and then the quarterback would be like, oh shit, maybe I should throw it. That's how bad it got. So shout out Jets fans. Everyone in MetLife Stadium tonight could have played better than Zach Wilson.
And some people are saying like, oh, wow, great sports town, like sarcastically, like you're booing your own quarterback. I think they are a great sports town.
Yes.
They went out tonight in a game that was, it's probably like 30 degrees outside. It's rainy, snowy a little bit, shitty. Just a terrible, terrible night to go out to watch this football game. They have every single right to boo Zach Wilson. When Zach Wilson was doing what you're talking about, when he was waiting like so long for his receivers to get open, it looked like he was playing 500. You remember playing 500?
Yeah.
Like you wait, you throw it into a big group of like 4 people, and then whoever comes down with it comes down with it. He did that several times tonight, and it was awful. And then Streveler gets in there, and at least he's a spark. Like Streveler's a gamer.
He's Taysom Hill light.
Well, I was gonna say, like, if you squint real hard or get real drunk, he's like Tim Tebow. He's everything they wanted Tebow to be. Whereas number 15, but except like Tim Tebow with an edge. You know, I liked watching Streveler play. He's a good spark guy. The rest of the offense seems. Actually, I was gonna say the offense seems to respond to Streveler. I think the offense just seems to respond to not having Zach Wilson out there.
Anyone, and I mean. I don't even know, like, he can't, I don't think he's redeemable at this point because you've now benched him twice for 2 different quarterbacks. The Jets have wasted an incredible defense, which, like, and people will say, like, oh, the offensive line wasn't helping him. If you're watching that game and you think the offensive line was the problem, like, they weren't great, but you saw it right from the get-go. When they get the fumble, they're in the red zone, and Zach Wilson doesn't just do like a simple protection check and gets absolutely blasted by a blitz, by the linebacker, like the 3rd play of the game. He also is just so scared of making mistakes that he holds onto the ball and he gives his offensive line no chance. So I don't think it's an offensive line thing. I don't think it's a coaching thing. I think Zach Wilson is completely lost. I'm not saying he can't find it sometime in the future. His ceiling is Mahomes, as we've learned from Billy, but that wasn't like, oh, the rest of the team failed him. Zach Wilson is just he's completely lost mentally.
We joke about quarterbacks that come in and have great handoffs. I love a good backup quarterback with a crisp handoff. But in reality, Zach Wilson, when he hands the ball off, you get the butthole pucker that you get with a bad quarterback that's prone to throwing interceptions when they throw a pass. Like Zach Wilson just looks like he does not know what he's doing at all when he has the ball in his hands in the backfield. Credit to the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence looks awesome.
Awesome.
It seems like him and Doug are getting into this mode where they're doing the mind meld, the Doug Peterson mind meld, where he gets in his own quarterback's head, and they seem to be like operating as one. Like it's a very zen thing that happens to Doug Peterson offenses sometimes, when it's like the quarterback is the extension of the coach, and the coach is the extension of a quarterback. I can feel that. Like it's like I just saw Avatar for the first time last week. They're like their hairs are like braid touching right now, and they're just becoming one unit. It's fun to watch.
And the Jaguars. So Trevor Lawrence, we've had questions about him playing in rain and cold. He played well tonight. He was running the football as well, like making good decisions. Tough environment to play in against a good defense, and he played very well. And the Jaguars are going to the playoffs. Like, I'm going to say it right now, the Jaguars are going to the playoffs because they just went and they beat the Cowboys and the Jets back-to-back weeks. Next week they have to play the Texans, which are their kryptonite, so that does make you a little nervous. But with the Ryan Tannehill news and you have Malik Willis, the Titans have to play the Texans and the Cowboys. If they lose one of those two, Week 18 becomes for the AFC South. The Jaguars are ascending. The Titans are falling apart. I think the Jaguars are going to the playoffs, PFT. I think we're going to get Trevor Lawrence and Doug Peterson in the playoffs. And not only are we going to get them in the playoffs, we're going to get a home playoff game in Duval. Think about that.
That's going to be awesome. The pool is going to be filled, people jagging off left and right. Jackson DeVille is going to be wearing his finest black tie affair. I love it. I love it for Jacksonville. That'd be so cool to see.
It's great. Yeah.
I think you're right, too. Like I've said since like week 4, congrats to the Tennessee Titans for winning that division. But with the Tannehill news, it seems like if I were a betting man, which I am, so I guess I'll have to do this, I got to bet on the Jaguars to win that division. And good for Jacksonville. It's exciting to see. So Billy, your boy, Zach Wilson, a.k.a. Patrick Mahomes. The honest question, do you think that Patrick Mahomes would be a better quarterback for the Jets if he only was allowed to use his left hand?
That's actually terrible because Patrick Mahomes is so good with dumping the ball off with his left hand that he may have created more offense.
Yeah, I would say so. Or let's say not even left hand. Let's say Patrick Mahomes has to throw everything either sidearm or underhand. No overhand throws.
Oh my God.
He would be like 3 times the quarterback that Zach Wilson is. And one more thing, I want to hear your thoughts, Billy, but one more thing about Zach Wilson. The comments after the Patriots game are just as detrimental as his play, because if he didn't do that, I think people wouldn't like. There's a feeling of like piling on because he's a second-year quarterback. You hate to do that, but Zach Wilson feels like he deserves it because of those comments and his like attitude of like, it's not my fault. Like, I can do this. You guys are stupid. It's not me. It's everyone else on the team. So like he really, like, those comments just stick in my head every time. I'm like, do I feel bad for Zach Wilson? I'm like, no, I don't. Because in his head, he's like, no, everyone else sucks. I'm the man. But he's not. Billy.
So looking at the Jets' schedule at the beginning of the season, I saw that this was the one primetime game. And I was like, by that point in the season, we will know if Zach Wilson is the guy or not the guy.
Yeah.
And
good call by you.
Wait, so you're trying to get credit right now?
No. Listen, Billy was right. Hashtag Billy was right.
I'm not trying to get credit.
Billy, do we know? Do we or do we not? Did we not find out tonight?
No, we know. And I was like, okay, I'm going to try to be as supportive as I can for this young guy. And, you know, when the media turns on him, I'm still going to be positive. At this point, I do not think he is for the New York Jets.
24-year-olds in the workplace.
I think, you know, in a smaller market, if he does some ayahuasca and gets a total different mindset, like literally
the market now.
Yes.
No, I literally
you're an extension of Zach Wilson, where you're just blaming everyone but Zach Wilson.
No, I think he definitely is totally messed up in that system. He's scared out of his fucking life to throw the ball on time.
It's a system.
Dude, maybe he sucks.
No. Let's list reasons why Zach Wilson hasn't worked out for the Jets. Number one, the bright lights of the New York media.
Yep.
Number two,
which he should be able to deal with the eye black on every game.
Yeah.
He should be able to deal with the bright lights.
I'm not defending him anymore. The thing
by
is,
the way,
he won't make plays.
Zach Wilson, you can't be a do-rag guy anymore. You just can't. You have to take the snatch his do-rag. He's no longer part of the do-rag club.
Headband.
And number two, I would say the system that he has to run that requires him to be good at quarterback. He doesn't fit in with that.
Also, Elijah Moore was not nice to him. Remember when Elijah Moore was like, "Throw me the ball, dude," and like that was kind of mean. Like, why would you say that? You know he can't throw you the ball. It's very clear he can't throw you the ball.
Reason number four, Jack Mack didn't take down the TikTok of him when it got discovered that he was having sex with an older woman. Mm-hmm. He didn't take that down fast enough. By the way, imagine being the guy, like your wife cheats on you with Zach Wilson. Oh. You've got to be pumped right now, right? You've got to be you've got to be so excited that he sucks.
No, opposite. I think you're like, if you're going to cheat on me, at least cheat on me with like a Pro Bowler.
No. Yeah. I think you're pumped because you get to just rub her face and I'd be like, look at this loser you had sex with.
No,
don't you feel bad?
She's like, yeah, I had sex with a loser because you couldn't satisfy me.
I don't know.
That's way different. No, you have it exactly opposite. If your wife cheats on you with Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen, you're like, well, I'm not those guys. I'll never be that guy. With Zach Wilson, you're like, I'm better than him. How could you do that to me?
Okay, I guess in this situation, I'm envisioning the couple is separated already, and now you get to at least like laugh at her. And be like,
I'm saying like if they're still together, if they're trying to reconcile, you're like, this is what you risked. This is what you put our marriage on the line for this guy who can't fucking hit an open receiver to save his life.
Well, I know that if it's like in Buffalo, probably half of the marriages up there would encourage their wives to sleep with Josh Allen, but like
if your marriage breaks up because your wife cheated on you with Joe Burrow, you'd be like, well, I mean, what am I supposed to do? It's Joe Burrow. You know what I mean? Like you have to put your hand up. Like it's Joe Burrow. Like you can't compete with that. Zach Wilson, everyone can compete with that. I think Billy could have done better than Zach Wilson.
I'm going to be honest. Yeah. Fucking hell yeah. Dude, I was watching the fucking game. And looking at concepts that I ran in high school that he was reading wrong. I'm serious. And like my arm talent, it's not fucking pro arm talent, but I could have made some throws and just get it to guys in space to make plays. I was going off during the game. Because I was watching the game. All my friends were out watching the game because everyone had work off, like Christmas and everything. And I was at home on the couch watching the game, and it was so goddamn frustrating. And when Strebler came in, I was like, fuck yeah, this is a gamer. This is a guy who played in the CFL, ball down the preseason. Let's create some offense. And he actually might be he might create offense for this team. But in the moment, he didn't create enough momentum to actually get something going, but that's just because he hasn't gotten the reps. Zach Wilson is fucking pussyfooting with the football. He plays with his dick between his legs and a mangina. I'm sorry. I'm done defending him. I'm done defending him. I'm done. I wanted to. I've been doing it all season. I've been doing it all season. No,
Billy,
I'm not
this has been a good rant, but let's just mute him right now.
Wait. No, I want to say something real quick. Billy, I'm giving you your Jets fandom pinstripes back because that's how what you just said is how every Jets fan feels right now. So you're back because there was a while there where I was like, dude, if you keep calling him Patrick Mahomes, like Jets fans are going to fucking turn on you. You're back.
I'm a 23-year-old in media, in the workforce. I'm trying to have a unique take and just back him up for the whole season. I can't do it anymore. I can't. I can't. That was primetime television. And it was like I had buddies at the bar Snapchatting me, taking shots every time there was a 3 and out. And I'm sitting on my couch watching him stink.
Mm-hmm. Billy,
nice shirt, by the way. Party shirt.
Yeah, it's a great shirt, Billy. So when we said that we were about to start recording and you said heading back, where were you? Just curious where you were heading back from.
Whoops.
Literally watching that game stone cold sober.
They were Snapchatting him from the bar, PFT. He wasn't at the bar.
He was across the room at the bar in the water corner with all the other sober people.
The watering hole.
Yeah, with all the other totally sober 23-year-olds.
Oh, my God. He's so bad. All right, Billy, I like that rant. It's
ridiculous. And the thing is, if you have any other, not even conservative quarterback, but just a game manager, that's all you need in that system. But we got a crazy playmaker who can make throws that not many people can make, admittedly, but that's the only thing he's got. He has no motion in the ocean. He's just got a big arm.
Yeah.
So why don't they just run that play from his pro day every single time?
Yeah, Well, they did, and he missed Garrett Wilson so badly.
Yeah, I got a stat here for you. Jets offense for the first 7 possessions with Zach Wilson, 78 yards. With Strebler for 1 possession, 83 yards.
Yeah, gamer.
He's a gamer.
It's especially sad, and I do feel bad for Jets fans because now that Billy has come to grips, and this is why PFT and I laughed at him so hard when he said after Thursday Night Football he feels bad for us. Billy, you're home. Like we there's no 2 people who can tell you better like what bad quarterback play looks like than us. And the thing that's frustrating for Jets fans, and I feel this frustration, their defense is still very good, and they have good skill players. And if you miss the quarterback, it's like you just wasted a team that on its whole, like the roster, is really fucking talented, and the one guy screws up the whole thing, and that's the worst thing to watch. But it is so painful to watch. I've watched it many, many times. It sucks.
But the spin zone here is you're a quarterback away. So
Mike White. You're Mike White away.
You have a young roster. They're going to be good for a couple years. I think that they've set themselves up pretty good. Saleh is a good coach. I think we can agree at least defensively.
Yeah, the defense, he turned the defense around. For last year, they were a terrible defense.
I don't know if it's just his name, but I think LaFleur is a good coordinator. He seems like he's like relatively competent. It's hard to tell when you have Zach Wilson out there executing your plays for you. You know,
I'd like to see LaFleur figure out what he would do if he's trying to kick 3 field goals to make up 8 points. But then we can decide. If that's like a genetic thing that's just passed down,
we need to check that with him. But he seems like he's a good play caller. He seems like he at least like has a plan that he tries to execute. It feels like it would make sense if it was competently run. But you're just a quarterback away. So you can say there's going to be some quarterbacks that come up in free agency this summer. You can look at Jimmy G. They wanted Jimmy G earlier. I actually think that with Jimmy G, the Jets probably win 10 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you know what's crazy, PFT? At the beginning of the season, remember I said when the Jets were like 7-2, I was like, the Jets feel like the 2018 Bears, where the 2018 Bears defense is probably a little bit better because it was, Khalil Mack was like out of his mind that year and all that stuff. And I was like, and deep down, the guy who's the quarterback is probably holding you back. Mitch Trubisky would have this team in the playoffs. Mitch Trubisky on the Jets right now would have this team in the playoffs. I was wrong. I was very wrong. Zach Wilson is not Mitch Trubisky. He's way worse.
Mm-hmm. Bad year, just bad year for quarterbacks named Wilson.
Actually, Zach Wilson, go be a javelin thrower. Seriously, go try to be in the Olympics for javelin throwing.
He doesn't smoke weed,
so he can do it.
Good.
Yeah, but like
Manuel Acho's okay with it.
You have a great arm.
By the way, did you see that one? Did you see that kid in India that took a javelin through his like neck and he had emergency surgery to pull it out? He's fine now. But I got tagged like 1 million times in that story, and people were co-tagging Emmanuel Acho on that, being like, "Hey, you were right, man. Let's be safe out there."
That's perfect, Billy. I'm proud of you though, because this was needed. Like,
no, I literally
let it out, and that's what Jets fans are feeling right now because it's shitty. It's shitty. You guys had a playoff team, and if Mike White doesn't, break all of the ribs in his body, I still think they're a playoff team because I think they probably would have won one of these last couple games. Like. It's shitty. The fact that you had to go back to Zach Wilson is brutal.
I understand it from a GM standpoint why they went back to him and didn't let Mike White play. But it's just we need something. He needs a change of scenery. He's not getting along here. What are you putting up on the screen?
Jake is holding up a tweet from Rich Cimini that says Salah on Zach Wilson. We haven't seen the last of him.
Well, I assume that he has to actually show up and pick up all his stuff before he leaves, right?
They might just change the key card.
But if he has to get his bag and clean out his locker, you'll see him one more time, right?
The guy has a software problem, not a hardware problem.
That's a great way of putting it.
That was such an Instagram CEO comment.
No, but
you're on your Gary V shit.
I love that. You know what? He needs a software and servers expert to step in who's also against tracking the Jets. That would be Elon Musk.
Yeah.
You know what? Zach Wilson, meet me in Hoboken. Let's get a beer. We'll talk things out.
You figure it out. Yeah, you figure it all out.
Well, I've supported you for a long time.
Yeah, well, really, you got to find a way to get a beer with him before this podcast gets posted because I don't think he's going to get a beer with you after. So you have this is like a mission impossible. You have 4 hours to basically find Zach Wilson and get a beer with him before he hears you screaming, "You have a mangina, bro."
I actually think I think that if Billy if you cut this clip right now of Billy saying I want to have a beer with you, you have a software problem, not a hardware problem. Let me fix your viruses. I'm pretty sure that if he just sees that clip, he's not going to listen to the whole episode. If you were Zach Wilson, I would not consume any media for probably the next 2 weeks with just the off chance. I could be listening to a true crime podcast or I don't know, reading a cookbook online or something and catch a stray shot in there.
Yeah.
Everybody is against you, but he might see it if you just tag him on social media with this clip.
This killer hit his tracks so poorly, he was like Zach Wilson on the Jets.
Yeah, exactly.
That's going to be on your NPR True Crime podcast. You can't get away from it. All right, Billy, last words, anything?
Well, the defense is very good. 19 points with that many 3-and-outs actually is amazing for how the defense played.
Quinn Williams is incredible.
We saw that last season too. They lose games and have 23 points, but there used to be so many 3-and-outs, and that's just such a good defense. And it's such a shame. It's it's an embarrassment of riches that this isn't going that well.
Mm-hmm. I agree. All right, we're gonna kick it to ourselves in studio. Programming note: Monday, we will have a new episode. It will be just me and PFT recapping Week 16. Tight show. We're going to try to keep it an hour and a half. So it'll be just the two of us. And then Wednesday is going to be the best of. And then Friday, PFT and Hank and I will all be in Arizona and Jake for the Barstool Arizona Bowl, which you should tune in December 30th, Ohio versus Wyoming, 4:30 on Barstool.tv. We have a bowl game. So we will be in Arizona on Thursday. We'll tape a new show there. And then we'll be back to regular scheduled program on January 2nd with Week 17 recap. So let's kick it to ourselves back in studio. Before we get to the picks and preview for Week 16, Game Time is the exclusive ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Give the gift of an awesome experience this holiday season with Game Time. If you're nervous that your present won't arrive in time or simply forgot to holiday shop, Game Time tickets get delivered to your phone and inbox instantly. Game Time has all the best tickets, and you'll get an awesome price on them. If you haven't given Game Time a shot yet, now's the time. We've been using Game Time all year, and we've gone to a bunch of games, concerts, everything. So download the Game Time app, go to the account tab to create a login, and redeem code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Remember, if you haven't gotten your Christmas gift, you can do it in 1 second with the Game Time app. Get someone some great tickets for Christmas. Download Game Time. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed with the Game Time app. Use code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Okay, Week 16. There's no more dancing around at PFT. We're at the end. We're at the end.
I don't like hearing 16 because that reminds me of a 16-game schedule, which reminds me of a 17-game schedule, which means that the season's almost over.
The season is almost over. And we have big-time weather weekend. We also have the Sunday, Christmas Day, where the NFL is combating against the NBA. And remember, I was thinking about it. Remember back in like May when they released the schedule? And we were like, "Holy fuck, this schedule is going to be incredible."
They were going at the NBA's throat.
We got the Packers and the Dolphins. We got Russell Wilson, probably first place in the AFC West, going up against the Rams, Super Bowl champs.
Yeah.
We have the Bucks, Tom Brady going against Kyler Murray. That's not exactly how it worked out. Packers Dolphins still a good game, but we're getting to see Russell Wilson versus Baker Mayfield and Tom Brady versus Trace McSorley.
Trace McSorley, I mean, that's appointment television right there.
Throw it on a
You
dime.
never know what's going to happen with Trace McSorley.
That's a fact.
No telling if he's going to complete a pass to a cornerback or to a free safety.
Yeah, throw it on a dime. Trace McSorley. So, week 16, a lot of playoff implications, a lot of teams that could clinch or be really fucked if they don't win their game. Let's do the records, and then we'll get going with it. So give it to us, Jake.
Yeah, this is quickly turning into two separate races. There's some separation in the standings. So first place PFT with 32.5 wins.
Okay.
Max 31.5. Big Cat 30.5.
Okay.
So that's the top half.
So we're all
Seems pretty clear that one of the three of you guys will get second place.
Yep. We're all one
unless
apart.
Billy makes a charge. Billy's at 26. Hank's at 24, and I'm at 22. So this is kind of, there's a big gap in the middle. Billy's in the best spot right now. He's got 4.5 points ahead of him. 5.5 points ahead of him for second place, and he's 4 ahead of me for last.
So I'm concerned about the health of Jake first and foremost. Are you
fine.
doing anything to change your picks up? What's your strategy coming down the stretch here? Because let's be honest,
I'm
Jake,
2-14 in
Jake-
my last 4 weeks.
Oh, man.
Jake, you're staring down the barrel of like a 7 to 10 month recovery after Tommy John.
Yeah. And
But he might
my
be able to
stomach.
throw like 95 after.
Right.
Rookie of the year.
So if the playoffs started
Wait, you said
today,
your stomach?
Yeah, stomach.
Stomach's be an issue too.
Hot dogs.
Yeah.
So if the playoffs started today,
double whammy.
Max and Jake would be bowling.
Jake might actually die from this.
Yeah.
His
Yeah.
body just might say, "Peace, I'm out.
Yeah.
I'm done."
Can't do
So
this.
are you doing anything different with your picks?
Are you feeding
Maybe.
yourself?
No.
If I were you, I'd just flip them all right now.
No.
Okay. The famous last words. Okay.
2-14.
I mean, this is going to be Jake beating me by one game.
Also,
I don't
like-
know how it ends any other
And then
way.
Everyone should be
and then
fading me
giving
right
you-
now.
And
Giving
then
you the
like, I'm
best
so
handshake
sorry,
that you've
yeah.
ever gotten
Oh,
in your
yeah.
entire
Big
life.
time.
Like double grip on it. And he
They
might
go,
even,
oh, here's some bowling tips I studied over the last couple weeks you can use
He might
to
even-
bowl for 7 hours.
he might hit you with a handshake and then give you a hug afterwards. Be like, "Sorry. I'm sorry that you lost."
I've already mentally prepared that I'm doing the punishment.
And reminder, if we have a tie at second place or last place, the tiebreaker will be going to the wild card weekend. I think that you have to make a pick on every game. every game. You have to have an over/under or underdog or favorite, and we won't do like you have to pick everything. Like you just have to pick every game, and that will be how we break the tie. Okay, so this is since we're 3 weeks left in the regular season, we are texting our picks to memes, so there's no funny business. It'll be very interesting when we get all the way around to Billy, and he's like, wait, I want this pick. Well, I guess the Jets are playing tonight, so
You can't do it.
Can't do it. But let's get it going. And Hank, vibe going into this weekend.
I'll tell you right now. I'll start with my favorite. It's the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, no!
Okay. Interesting. So
This should be a 6.5 point line.
Wait, this is bad for you.
Hank, this is so I was actually going to give you some advice for the Hungry Dog this week.
No,
no.
What are you talking about? I listened last week.
What do you mean no?
Over 2.
What do you mean no? I'm winning the contest, which you are in danger of being last in.
No, but I listen.
What'd you do?
He listened to me say 2. But
Oh, okay.
terrible advice.
Well, let me give you some advice
picked
now,
2
Hank.
games, they sucked.
Because this feels like a double look-ahead weekend to me. It feels like the Bengals and the Bills both are thinking about next week's game. I would take both the Bears and the Patriots this weekend.
Absolutely not.
All right.
All right, so the only thing
Don't say I didn't try.
I won't. I respect I appreciate the input. I'm always open to advice from you guys. I'm just
No,
not
you're
going
not.
to take that piece of it.
So it's
definitely
Bengals.
not.
It's Bengals minus 3.5 at the Patriots. Are you nervous that this is like the?
3 right now.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's 3.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. Are you nervous at all that it's basically and we're all terrible gamblers. Shout out Jay for putting that into government records for me. We're all terrible gamblers here, admittedly. Are you a little nervous that this is like rule number 1 not to do in gambling, where you bet against the Bengals last week, they beat the Bucs, and now you're like, I'm going with the Bengals this week?
No, because this has absolutely nothing to do with the Bengals. This is
It's just the
entirely the
Patriots.
Patriots are a joke. Their season's over. Demoralized. Matt Patricia's still the offensive coordinator. I don't know why. Like they're obviously getting rid of him after the end of the year, right?
They have to.
So why not just
reassign
fire him
I
now?
would think.
Like I don't know what the purpose of him
Because-
on the team is, unless they're just like whatever, the season's whatever, just finish out the year, we'll figure it out.
What are they going to do with him with that opening? Like they reassign Matt
Anyone.
Patricia.
Anyone.
And your best option is now Joe Judge. Mm-hmm. Is that better?
Can't be worse.
It might be.
Did you see how the game ended last week? It literally cannot
I wouldn't
be
put that
worse.
on Matt Patricia. Matt Patricia was on the sidelines very clearly saying to Jacoby Myers, do not throw that ball.
It also, I was thinking about it all,
coaching, though.
And Mac Jones getting his face bounced like a basketball off the field. It actually did him a favor, because I didn't realize until I was prepping for this week that he was 13 for 31 for 112 yards last week. Like it almost, that image helped bury the fact that he was so bad.
Right.
Yeah.
So
He
good
was-
for him.
He was pretty bad, and at least he tried to make a tackle. He went low.
Yeah.
His technique was right. He's just not a strong man.
So in your favor, Hank, the Bengals are on an 18-3 against the spread run in their last 21 games. They do have a lot of injuries, it feels like. They're in that camp of let's get everyone healthy for the playoffs type. Sam Hubbard also
Yeah.
got hurt against the Bucs.
You know what I don't like?
Hendrickson's got the wrist.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that Hubbard and Hendrickson are both injured at the same time.
Right.
Because usually I mix them up in the game. It's like the whole Wes Welker, Julian Edelman thing. If one of them was out, that'd be awesome, because then I could accurately say, oh, that's Sam Hubbard with the sack.
Yeah, right.
Or that's
So
Hendrickson with the sack.
it'll be interesting to see what their defense looks like with some banged up guys.
I think DJ Reader is still the most important person on that defense. He's awesome.
Yeah, he is.
I'm also on the Bengals.
Okay. -3.
All right, two
Billy and
mental
Hank.
titans.
Okay. Anything else on this game, Hank? Are you going to be enjoying watching this game?
No, and that's bad. That's unfortunate.
This is going to be awesome
Hey,
when the Patriots win money line.
Like Billy-
and
Who-
Hank
yeah.
is
Who's
just
wait?
miserable
Who's ahead in the
afterwards.
standings?
No, I'm saying I'm trying to catch you. So when we're on the same, that's bad.
Yeah.
Like that, you just don't understand what I was saying.
Yeah, he was saying that it's
No,
bad
he
for
thinks
him.
that my pick was cursing it.
No.
No,
what he
no.
Now's a good time to say I'm on the Patriots.
Oh,
This is huge for the competition.
Oh my God!
This is humongous.
Jake catching up to Hank by betting on the
Wow.
Patriots. when
This
Hank
could
went
be the whole
against him.
competition, because
Wow.
I'm gaining a game on both of
And
them,
you
or
can't
I'm
change your
dropping
pick.
another. Yeah,
You
this
can't
is
take-
it.
You change your pick.
This is perfect.
So
And
either your team wins or you help yourself in the competition.
Oh, Hank, this is awesome.
I can live with that.
Yeah.
Listen, Hank. I've been riding the Bengals.
But I'd rather win the competition.
I've been
I don't want to fucking bowl.
I've been riding the
This is
Bengals,
huge.
but a combo.
Let's go Patriots.
I don't know. Season's over. You can't say the season's over and be like,
Patriot
I hope they
way.
win. It's like, whatever. Season's fucking over.
Patriots way only works when they're winning. Guys start quitting when they have to like go
But
that
they're still
hard.
they are still very much in the playoff hunt.
And also, they
See,
pay
it's
these
not
guys
over.
to play football too, Billy.
Yeah.
These guys are professionals on the Patriots.
I think
know.
the Patriots might win this outright.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's a double look ahead.
Yeah. I don't even. It's more the injuries and the fact that the Bengals are like we're pretty good and they. Yeah, I think you're gonna get your best Patriots effort. All right, Max, favorite.
Broncos minus 2.5. I think they're turning a corner
Against
the Rams.
the Rams on Sunday.
The Rams
Also a
giving up.
Nickelodeon game.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I think now is probably a good time to announce there will be an MVP awarded for this game. I say it just goes to Russell
It
Wilson no
has
matter
to.
what.
Although
Right?
Baker would be fun too.
He could. Whoever loses.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, all right. Whoever loses. So we're agreed though. It's going to be either Baker or Russell.
Yeah, it's got to be the loser. Because also now that I'm thinking
kind of
about
funny
it,
if it was Gay too. If it was Matt Gay.
yeah, I'm thinking about it. Russell Wilson would actually love to get the MVP.
Not if he lost though.
I
Wait,
think he still would. 'Cause he's
actually,
like,
okay.
remember he got like slimed. He went
Yeah.
to the awards. He'd be like, "This is the most important award I've ever gotten. I have kids that watch me play football."
I think it would just be funny because I think you're right. Russell Wilson, even if he lost and won the MVP, he would take it as like a huge honor,
Right.
Which I think would be funny for us.
Okay, all right. So, whoever loses,
whoever loses,
Yeah.
Baker or Russell, we're voting for them for MVP.
yes,
Okay.
yes, I like it. All right, yeah. So Russ is back. He's cleared concussion protocol. We did have the report last week that was straight from his agent to Shefty's phone that he was wanted to play very badly, but was held out.
Yeah, same. Me too.
Yep.
I wish I could have played in the NFL last weekend. I have a question for you, Big Cat. Is Russell Wilson fat?
Yeah. Oh, he's thick.
I think he's gotten fat.
I don't know if he's fat. I think he's
fat.
thick.
He's fatter
Yeah.
this year than he was last year.
No, he's definitely he's got some he's now in the one bad weekend away.
Yeah.
Or shave your face and then have to be on camera.
I think he's gotten chubby. And now the only reason I brought that up was because Skip Bayless has been going at Baker. He loves Baker, but he says that Baker is now fat.
He's a little chunky as well.
Baker might be fat too. And then I was thinking, wait a second, these are two like low key chubby
Yes.
quarterbacks.
Yes.
I understand why Baker might have gotten fat in Charlotte because I don't know that much about Charlotte. It feels like a city that people say, well, the food here is great.
Yeah.
And that's about all that you can do.
Yeah, Russell Wilson, I haven't seen his picture with his shirt off in a while. I'm sure he'll get a whole new crop of them this off season when he's on a yacht in throwing a football on a yacht, being like always training.
Yeah.
But he's one of those guys that has like fat abs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's some definition, but you basically look at him and say, if you just exhale, you're fat.
Yeah. He's kind of like a quarterback that if you're making him in Madden, like 6'2", 220 pounds, and then you just squish him a little bit,
Yep.
like a gummy bear.
Yep. Absolutely. All right. So who's your favorite?
My favorite this week, I'm going Steelers.
Yeah,
I love
same.
the Steelers. So
Same.
it's Franco Harris.
Minus 2.5 against the Raiders.
Yeah, it's a night game. Franco Harris just passed away. They were going to be honoring him in the Ring of Honor this weekend. I'm calling my shot. This is going to be a double Renegade game.
Yeah.
I think the Steelers are going to play Renegade twice.
He was supposed to get his number retired. It was against the Raiders, which was the Immaculate Reception. I didn't realize, and I threw this stat at PFT yesterday. He didn't realize either. It was Franco Harris in the Immaculate Reception was the first touchdown the Pittsburgh Steelers ever scored in a playoff game. It was also their first win in a playoff game. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
In the history of their franchises, they went. So in 1947, they had lost 21-0 to the Eagles, and they had never made the playoffs otherwise. 1972, that game, they're down 7-6. That was the first ever playoff Pittsburgh Steelers touchdown, and it then started 4 Super Bowls in the 70s. It's crazy because you think of the Steelers as always being good, and I never really dawned on me that there was a long stretch where they were garbage.
Well, you remember we talked about the Philadelphia Steagles
Oh, yeah.
when they combined the Steelers and the Eagles back in World War II? That was the Steelers' first winning season.
Yeah.
Was at that point.
Yeah.
But it never occurred to me that the Steelers weren't always good throughout the 60s and 70s.
Right, it was just
But
not
this
only
was-
the first win, but the first touchdown ever scored in playoff
Yeah.
history. Kind of a cool one
It
to
was,
have.
it was a very memorable one to start out. So, yeah, I think like Steelers, in the first place, I think the Steelers have the best night uniforms in the NFL. They're a different team when it's nighttime. When it's nighttime, when it's in Pittsburgh, when it's Franco Harris Day, and when they're blasting Renegade, T.J. Watt might have 4 sacks.
Pro Bowler.
4 sacks. He might double his season total.
Pro Bowler
and have
T.J. Watt.
4 more sacks tonight.
The only teams that didn't get a Pro Bowler were the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Chicago Bears. That hurt a little, but whatever. Who made it from the Texans?
Top of my head, they might have had a special teamer.
Laramie Tunsil.
That makes sense.
Yep,
He's
that
very,
makes sense.
very good. Very, very good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so PFT and I are both on the Steelers. That's also I was. It's not the best game to have Christmas Eve, but it's definitely the color matchup, his history behind it. Yeah, it just feels like it should be a Christmas Eve game.
Good uniforms behind it.
Like
for
a
sure.
great history, everything behind it. Like
John Madden would love the fact that this game was on Christmas Eve.
And both teams do technically, both fan bases can still technically be playing the playoff simulator.
Yep.
They're neither of them are technically eliminated.
We did write the Steelers off a couple weeks ago. Mathematically, they're not.
No, neither are the Raiders.
But the Steelers, they are.
Well, yeah,
You
both
are.
teams are.
You're done.
But they're not. So maybe they can.
Yeah.
You never know. Okay, Billy, you have the Patriots?
Yes.
Or no, sorry, the Bengals. The Bengals.
Yeah, Bengals.
Jake, your favorite?
I'm on the Bills -8.5 against the Bears. This team is just due for a whomping. They've been winning close-ish games, but they're due to be that Bills team that wins like 31-3.
What about your the fact that it could be a look-ahead game though with the Bills? They've got got their most important game of the season next week.
What about also, Jake, bear weather? It's supposed to be very cold in Chicago.
Do you think the Bills are scared of that?
Well, yeah, they've never had to play in bear weather.
Josh Allen said last week he wished it was colder.
Yeah,
actually.
what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Do the Bills play in bear weather? I don't think so.
No, they don't. You're right. Okay, I didn't account for that. I'm sorry.
So I'm just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
It's always tough to come to Chicago in December and play in bear weather. So I don't know if the Bills are be able to handle that.
It is. Also, Justin Fields, isn't he a great covering quarterback?
He has covered a lot of spreads.
It feels like there's a lot of like backdoor fourth quarter.
Yep.
Meaningless touchdowns.
And the Bills, by the way, are 7-0 to the under on road games this year. So if you're thinking about taking this over, it's going to be cold, and maybe I don't know. It's going to be a fun game. Josh Allen, Justin Fields should be a lot of. We should maybe put them both in the Mount Rushmore.
Well, I feel like Justin Fields is his running ability reminds me a lot of Josh Allen.
Yeah,
except probably a little bit quicker than Josh.
He is faster and like twitchier.
Yeah, he's twitchier, but this is like everybody's saying
Both
like
take a lot of contact.
They do. Yeah, I'm concerned
true.
about that.
Yeah.
But everyone's saying like he should look like maybe his ceiling is Josh Allen. They're two completely different quarterbacks.
Correct.
There's like some similarities in terms of their physical stature and build. But that I think that let's pump the brakes a little bit on the Justin Fields, Josh Allen.
I'd agree.
I do. I put up a poll yesterday to see who people would rather have, Justin Fields, Trevor Lawrence. It's about 40-60 Fields to Lawrence, which is a lot closer than I thought it would be. I thought I was out there on the island of my own. But yeah, I guess a lot of people like Trevor.
Yeah.
Which I think he's a great quarterback. I think he's fine. I don't know. There's something about Justin. He's fun to watch.
He's very fun to watch. Also, Justin Fields, I believe, leads the league in. He's been sacked 46 times, which is leading the league. So not really safe in the pocket either, Billy. It's not safe anywhere for him. He should probably just retire.
They should just bench him.
I know that I said that was the lamest thing a month ago. Now that we're 3 weeks left in the season, if they said we're not playing Justin Fields, I'd be like, okay, because I want the second pick, and I also don't want anything bad to happen to him.
Yeah.
I've seen enough.
He's a win now quarterback.
What do you mean?
Like, I know the Bears are rebuilding, but if you had a win now team, I think that would be the perfect spot for him.
No, I agree with Billy.
In development,
if the Bears were
if they
fucking
make it
awesome,
through the
then
rebuilding,
Justin Fields would be better.
Yeah, I mean, he's going to be the franchise quarterback.
Right.
If you have a team that's he's trying to say if you have a team that's trying to win, you want a quarterback that's good.
Yeah. And the
Like
Bears,
that, if you're in a situation where
probably.
it's like,
That's actually a good point.
I just hope he makes it through the rebuilding period.
No, so you don't do that. Like, that's
I'm just saying. I mean, has he not had injury?
nothing
this season?
significant.
Right, but those add up.
Okay.
I mean,
What?
this was
What
my
Billy-
take.
what
This
Billy's
was my
getting
take weeks ago, and then he
Years
got
ago,
hurt.
No,
what Billy's getting at
missed one game.
is that if Justin Fields was on an awesome team, then it would be cool to watch him play on a good team, and the team would be good.
Got it.
Yeah.
But also, it's his fault for having an injury when he's been sacked 46 times, which has nothing to do with running.
Right, exactly.
So
that was
he
just
should
my
have a
point.
better offensive line. I agree with that.
Right,
We agree
exactly.
there.
If he was on the Jets, I think the Jets record would be better, and he'd
Yeah.
have amazing stats.
I would say so.
and he'd be healthy.
Yeah, I mean he's significantly better quarterback.
I think
than
if-
yes,
than
that's what I'm
Zach
saying.
Wilson.
That's
You
what I'm
could
saying.
you could like honestly have a monkey.
Wait, the Jets win now?
The Jets are win now.
Okay, all right.
You could have a monkey throw a dart at a dartboard, and whatever quarterback it landed on would be a better fit for the Jets than what you've had this season.
Yes, that's a fact.
It's just true. I'm sorry.
Name one quarterback that
building.
wouldn't be a better fit for the Jets right now. Starter. Trace McSorley would probably be a better fit for the Jets.
Billy would have
maybe.
to admit that.
Yeah, he would have to admit
I was
that.
thinking about that.
I got you there.
That's really the only one that maybe could be debatable.
Yeah, okay. I agree, though, Billy. I wish the Bears had a better offensive line.
Exactly.
And they will have more talent around them coming up this year or next year. So that's why I want the second pick, to get more talent. Hank, favorite underdog.
My favorite underdog is the Seattle Seahawks plus 10 against the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs have had 2 games in a row they probably should have lost.
Well, the Chiefs don't cover big spreads.
No, and they haven't looked good. So I think 10 points is a lot. I think the Seahawks are a good, feisty team.
They did.
There's a lot of room there with 10 points.
Pro Bowler Geno Smith.
Well, they did cover last weekend, but still that was overtime. They went to
Well,
overtime
no,
versus the
they
Texans.
didn't cover. They didn't cover.
Oh, they covered for your
yeah.
stupid parlay.
That
Sorry, not
hits-
stupid.
That
Sorry, yeah,
wins 5 out of 7 weeks, and you haven't hit the Hungry Dog once. They also dominated that game.
That went to overtime?
Yeah.
Interesting.
They had
From a
2
stats perspective,
They had
yeah.
2 like fluky fumbles that made the score very close, but they dominated that game.
I'm a scoreboard guy.
Yeah, we
Stats are
know.
for
'cause
losers.
You took the Bengals
Points matter to Hank.
off of the Bucks.
Points matter in this league.
Yeah.
Hank also Chiefsaholic. His absence is looming large. He's kind of the main focus of this game. And I came across one of his tweets yesterday. If the Chiefs win the Super Bowl, Chiefsaholic is going to win $100,000.
Whoa.
He's got futures on the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl. That could solve a lot of his problems right there.
Well, I don't.
His bail's 200,000.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I also don't think that if you rob a bank, you can't just be like, "Hey, I'll pay it back and we're good."
Yeah, it should
Just
be.
give him the ticket.
like
Like, hey, let's just I'll make you whole, and we'll just not do this whole jail thing.
Let's move on. Like you don't want to get involved with lawyers. I don't want to get involved with lawyers. Let's just do a handshake. Sorry to the Bank
think-
of Bixby.
I think it'd solve none of his problems. He would just have to use that for lawyers that would not get him out of jail.
He should have to promise to never use a bank again. He just has to keep all his cash on him at all times.
under
But
under his mattress.
If he wins $100,000, he can get bail though, right? His
No,
bail's
he said
No, it's
$200,000.
$200,000.
yeah, but you can
bail.
get
Oh, you
a,
could
a
do
bail
a
bond.
piece of it, yeah.
which is like 10%, right? 20%. Boom, that gets him out of jail right there.
but
I
he's
don't know.
still.
Chiefs might have a chip on their shoulder for
probably
Chiefsaholics.
I don't think they give bail bonds for those types of charges.
They should.
Yeah. Okay.
Seahawks.
Seahawks.
Plus
Dogs
10.
should get him out.
Seahawks. Dog should get him out.
Dogs should get Chiefs.
He wouldn't run on. He wouldn't run on dog. He wouldn't dare run on dog.
Not a wolf versus a dog. That's an
that
epic
dog wins that
matchup.
all the time. Max, underdog.
It's the only play.
Oh,
It's the only play.
okay. I have a question for you, Max. So Max, his play is the Eagles plus 4.5. Is it right now against the Cowboys?
6.
6. Gardner Minshew's officially starting. Are the Eagles maybe tanking this game?
No,
No,
not
that's
at all.
bullshit.
No, this is their Super Bowl.
Are you saying
Wait,
beat a
no,
team
it's
3
not.
times? Are you saying beat a team 3 times?
Okay, just follow along right now. The Cowboys losing the Jaguars change everything because the Eagles just have to win one of their last 2 games. They play the Saints and the Giants. They want to beat the Saints very bad because they have their draft pick. They probably are going to see the Cowboys again in the playoffs. Is there part of them that is like, let's not show them anything. Let's have Gardner Minshew play. Let's have a different offense, and we're probably going to lose this game because I also saw their injury report was like they held like everyone out who wasn't even injured. Are they taking the game? That's my only question. They don't need to win this game.
It's Dallas.
I think they do want to win this game.
No, they don't need to-
badly.
they
No,
don't
I
need
think
to win
I
this
think
game.
very badly they want to win this game because, okay, they've got Minshew coming in. You're right; they're not going to show their normal offense to the Cowboys, so they really have nothing to lose by getting weird with the playbook with Minshew in there. I think that if they win this game, this is like their season is done. The Eagles can like wait until the playoffs if they win this game. They can get super rested going into the first week or second week of the playoffs. all they have to do, they secure home field when they win this. They don't care what happens next week or the week after. That's when they tank those games. But they want to win this one.
No,
so
if they
don't-
wanted to win this game, Jalen Hurts would be playing.
No.
Because he's not that hurt.
I think he's got.
Would you not agree with that, Max? If they wanted to win this game very badly, if this was their Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts would be playing.
Correct. If this was the Super Bowl, Jalen Hurts would be playing 100%.
I don't think it's possible for him to play this weekend. I think he's got a sprained shoulder, so he needs at least 1 week to heal everything and make it fine. I think Minshew might be the best backup quarterback in the NFL. Put him in there, you win this game, and then you don't give a shit what happens next week or the week after. You've got the 1 seed locked down in the playoffs.
And Minshew's a good quarterback, and everyone else on the team is still there.
I agree. I'm just asking.
I don't think it's physically
there's-
possible for Jalen Hurts. I think he's actually too hurt to play this weekend.
I mean, he played the entire fourth quarter.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't think that's true.
You get adrenaline, and then you get swelling that happens after the game's over.
Right, but the way they were talking about it all week, it was like if this was a
it
real
was
game.
wishy-washy.
Yeah, and if
Hurts,
this is a
Hurts
real
was
game,
still
they
like,
would've played.
I'm preparing to play. I think
it's very precautionary that
yes,
he's out of
yes.
this game.
I have
think
no
if-
problem with him not playing.
I would actually say if the Jaguars hadn't beaten the Cowboys, I think he'd be playing in this game. Because then they would absolutely
Yes.
need this game.
Yeah.
I'm also on the Eagles.
Okay? I'm probably going to bet the Eagles. I'm just worried that they might be like, we don't care at all about
Well,
this.
we got to talk about Leach too.
Yeah, I know. The Leach.
The Leach
Gardner
factor is
Minshew-
massive.
Although it makes me a little nervous that Gardner Minshew missed the whole day of practice.
No.
That's fine.
No, that's fine.
I'm a big believer in the no film theory. And if they show up new quarterback and they're putting in new stuff, defensive coordinators have not seen it on tape. New film theory, you see it with Mike White when he first comes in. I'm a big no film theory.
Right.
Gardner's played before, though. He's played, there's enough body of evidence out there in Gardner Minshew to know what he is able and not able to do.
Right, but not this.
And the Eagles' offense is built for Jalen Hurts. I just saying, if they needed this game, if they wanted to win this game very, very badly, I think Jalen Hurts would be playing. It makes me just a little bit nervous.
I think they're going to come out there and I think they're going to beat the shit out of the Cowboys.
I think the Cowboys are frauds.
Yeah,
Houston, the
they got to
Houston
get
game.
healthy. Yeah, they got to get healthy. I don't know. I mean, I tend to agree with you just because Mike McCarthy is like, we've done this thought exercise of fat Mike McCarthy trying to make a decision.
Yeah.
In a playoff game. So are you underdog? Are you doing Eagles as well?
No, I'm actually going to go Patriots underdog.
Oh.
So I'm on the Patriots as well.
Okay.
We talked about that game.
Okay.
Seems like this, after what happened last week to end that game, I don't think that any team in the history of the NFL will have a harder week of practice than the Patriots have had this week. I think Belichick just took all his frustration out on the team this week and just spending hours and hours at the facility. He's being a real dick to them in film. So he probably made them watch that last play 50 times this week.
Yeah.
And just embarrassed the shit out of them.
Yeah.
I like the Patriots a lot this weekend.
Hank, people were upset that you missed the golden opportunity to say we're on to Cincinnati right after the Raiders loss.
Yeah, and the Miracle Miami was the start of the championship DVD, not the end of the season. So that was another error I would like to clear up.
I mean, whatever. People might say you don't know ball, but I know you know ball. Just follow the hungry dog.
Just interesting that Hank's going against the Patriots this weekend. Just
You called it
interesting.
my stupid parlay. I can't come back to the hungry dog.
It's fair. It's fair.
Who's going to be in the hungry dog? Doesn't matter. It's going to lose anyway. All right, my underdog is going to be the Green Bay Packers +4.
Okay.
Against the Dolphins.
Against the Dolphins. The Dolphins actually have, do you know the Dolphins have in the last 2 years the best home field advantage in the NFL? It's kind of crazy.
I did not know that. Well, they
Yes.
got the sideline that draws more heat for the opponents.
It's actually the last 6 years. I misspoke. 35-19 straight up, 33-18-3 against the spread, which is pretty nuts.
They're actually going to be throwing sunscreen at the Packers when they're in the red zone.
But it's not going to be. It's not going to be. It's
No,
not going
it's
to be
gonna be like
warm.
the 50s.
Yeah, it's going to be in the 50s.
Yeah.
yeah, they're
So-
just balls of cocaine.
Yeah. My spidey sense is saying the Packers are going to make this stretch run interesting, and I'm very nervous of how this is going to go. So it's partially an emotional hedge.
This is get right. This is get right weekend for the Miami Dolphins. I'm confident in them.
Okay. Billy,
Eagles.
Eagles. You're also on the Eagles.
I'm with
Jake.
the Patriots.
Patriots. All right,
Smart.
so those are the underdogs. A lot of crossover. Let's before we do our over and unders, and we'll do all the other games that we missed as well. Mountain Dew, you can see it on our table right now. Mountain Dew is back with a holiday hot take. They're making Fruit Quake cool again. Mountain Dew is celebrating the release of Mountain Dew Fruit Quake by challenging the internet to share their hot takes on common holiday debates. From fruit cake to eggnog to caroling, Mountain Dew wants you to drop your most unpopular holiday-related opinion. Share your takes and tag the Mountain Dew social media account for a chance to earn some cold Mountain Dew Fruit Quake. Follow at Mountain Dew on social for more info and send your take. Here's my take. Blue Christmas, Elvis. That's my favorite Christmas song. That's my take. Tag Mountain Dew social media accounts for a chance to earn some cold Mountain Dew Fruit Quake. Follow at Mountain Dew on social for more info. Hank, your favorite over? Lot of weather, a lot of low totals this week.
Yeah, so I'm going lowest of the low.
Yeah.
Browns.
Oh, this is a true.
Brown Saints 32.
This is a true weather doesn't matter. Weather's not real game.
Browns Saints 32. Deshaun Watson unders have been the easiest bets since he started. Three easy unders. He's due for an over, and
Yeah.
the weather doesn't matter.
I thought
not
about
real.
this one, but I thought about doing the other thing, just trying the under. How exhilarating would that be? To try to put an under in like the 20s?
It's the lowest total since 2008. Bengals versus Browns. In that game, Ryan Fitzpatrick was 5 for 9 for 55 yards, and Ken Dorsey was 10 for 17 for 64 yards. 14-0 final. There's supposed to be 30-mile-an-hour winds, 1 to 3 inches of snow, gusts possibly up to 60 miles an hour. This is a true test. Hank is going just mano-y-mano versus the weather.
We're gonna get some field goals. I can already see it.
Cade York.
Yeah, Cade York.
By the way, his brother is the long snapper for Wyoming in the Arizona Bowl.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We're gonna get some of these weird field
That's
goals.
a fun-ass fact.
That's
where
a fun
Cade
aspect.
York steps up and he hits it, and it's gonna go like out of bounds, like to the sideline.
They might not even try
completely
field goals.
horizontal
Yeah.
field goal. I might, you know what? I might try to do like an over 1.5 field goal bet on this game just to see if we can get it.
This is also the game that will really show us how big of a fucking shithead Dennis Allen is. Because if all the things I just said are true, and we have 30-mile-an-hour winds, gusts up to 60 miles an hour, 1 to 3 inches of snow, all these things, if you don't fucking play Taysom Hill the majority of this game, you are the biggest shithead of all time.
So on that
Taysom
note,
Hill and
I
Deshaun, two good runners.
On that note, I just texted with our good friend Jerry O'Connell because we are in the fantasy playoffs. We're going up against CJ McCollum this weekend. I just said, Jerry, where are we at? What's going on with the roster this weekend? He said, good. Don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but good. I did a lot of tinkering and tankering last night. I saw Taysom Hill in a dream 2 nights ago.
Oh, love
So
it.
we're riding with Taysom.
Yes.
You got to go with a vision when you get one. So Jerry had a vision. I agree. This does feel like a Taysom Hill game. It feels like, and Myles Garrett might not play. By the way, like if he doesn't play, he's sick right now. If he doesn't play, I could see an over happening.
Yeah, I mean,
very easily.
Taysom Hill is built for a game like this. You're basically saying there's so much wind and the weather is so bad that a running quarterback that can bash his brains through everyone else. This is Dennis Allen. You are a shithead. You're a shithead. You know, like everyone's favorite, every comic's favorite comic.
Yeah.
You're every shithead's favorite shithead. If you don't use Taysom Hill in this game.
His brain is made out of shit if he doesn't, because if you imagine yourself, let's say Myles Garrett does play. Myles Garrett's playing, and he's looking at Andy Dalton the entire game like Sylvester the cat looks at Tweety Bird. Just he's turning into like a turkey in front of him. He's licking his chops. Myles Garrett is going to injure Andy. That actually might happen. That would be likely, that Myles Garrett actually hurts Andy Dalton, knocks him out of the game, and now he's forced to play Taysom Hill for the rest of the game.
Yes.
Despite being a shithead.
Hank, I want to say I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
I'm proud of you. This is a true test. I love the personal revenge totals and just like a challenge. I'm rooting for you hard. Very
Thank you.
hard.
Appreciate that.
All right. Go ahead, Max. Your favorite over.
Dolphins, Packers.
That is also mine. 49.5.
49.5 is also mine.
Yep.
Okay. I just basically my entire thought process there was where the weather what? Oh,
Never mind.
I was like, where's the weather going to be not as terrible as everywhere else?
What was that? Was that?
I
He
thought-
thought he had
I
under.
thought the exact same.
Yeah.
Yeah,
thing.
same
I thought the
thing.
exact same
Least
thing.
impacted game.
Yeah, you could go a dome. I don't really love the Giants-Vikings game. But yeah, it's like, fuck it. Let's just find a game that there probably won't be that bad of weather.
Yep. On that note, I did Lions at Panthers. It's going to be cold in Charlotte. Not super cold.
43.5.
Yep. Jared Goff has never won a cold game. in his
I know.
life.
I know.
And I think this is the week that he does it. I think Jared's slowly become like a Detroit guy. Mm-hmm. I think now he's morphed into being a Detroiter or whatever they call themselves.
You know the Lions.
He is 8 Mile Road.
The Lions have covered 7 straight games, and I misspoke when I said the stat about his overall record. So I looked it back up. It's under McVay and Campbell. Jared Goff is 55, 38, and 2 against the spread. It's pretty damn good.
Pretty good. Jared
and then
Goff
0-7 with Jim Fossil or Jeff Fisher.
Jared Goff has made America money.
Yes.
We appreciate that, Jared. But yeah, I think it's not going to be that it's not that cold.
Yeah.
I think this is like a good test for Jared to see like, okay, how much Detroit has really gotten into your blood system over the last couple of years. Can you win a 32-degree game?
Yes, I like that. Okay, Billy, I have the Dolphins and the Packers, so I'm doubling up on that game.
I have the Niners Commanders over 38.
PFT?
Yeah.
I have a question for you. Over 38 in that game. It feels like Carson Wentz might play at some point.
Okay, I saw the bottom line ticker where Ron Rivera is saying we're not going to go back to Carson yet. Am I fucking insane? Why would you go back to Carson fucking Wentz? We've got Taylor Heineke. He's not bad. Taylor Heineke's been playing pretty good overall. Why is it even a question that we're going back to Carson Wentz? Whose idea was that? Is that Ron? Is Ron Rivera actually thinking about doing that?
Well, I think journalists ask him that.
And I also think if you look at the Sunday night game, and you guys got screwed, NFL rigged.
Yeah.
Taylor Heineke did have a couple Carson Wentz turnovers. That's like maybe
Correct.
we could just put Carson in. He doesn't do that.
No.
But he will.
No, yeah, he absolutely
He will.
Taylor Heineke has some just trying to make a play plays.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz has some, oh, fuck, I've got anxiety. I'm going to fumble the ball backwards plays.
I also have a little bone to pick with Taylor Heineke. He is our guy. We rep him. I don't want to see Carson Wentz ever again on a football field.
On my television.
Yeah. Did you know? So everyone knows that Taylor Heineke, after he beats a team, he buys a pair of Jordans in that team's color.
Yeah,
Did you know that Taylor Heineke, if he wins a game and he plays 60% of the snaps, he gets $125,000?
Yeah.
He should buy way more shoes than that.
No, it's a nice little, it's a commemorative trophy. That's, yeah, the thing.
But $125,000 and
Taylor-
only one pair of shoes, like, I'd buy a lot of shoes.
Taylor his contract is very favorable towards what's happened to him this year, and I'm rooting for him. I want him to get paid. I want him to stick around for a while. I like Taylor Heineke. You're right. Thank you for bringing up NFL rigged. We should have won that game based on expected points, which is the metric that I'm choosing to track this week. Mm-hmm. You know how they have that in FIFA, like expected goals?
Yeah.
It's the most made-up thing of all time.
Yeah.
But on expected points, the Commanders win that game like 90% of the time against the Giants last week.
Yeah.
We had some unfortunate turnovers.
We should, by the way, we should create a Twitter account, Billy. Create a Twitter account, PMT expected points, and we'll just tweet fake stats after every game.
Based off vibes from the game.
Actually,
yeah.
just make it PMT analytics, and then we all have access. Yeah, because like that would be very good if, like, when the Cowboys beat the Colts like 50-21.
Yeah.
If we just tweeted expected points, Colts 35, Cowboys 14.
Yeah,
and just get people very upset.
Expected points is my favorite stat in soccer by
Yeah.
far,
Yeah.
and it needs to come to the NFL. I am concerned about the Kyle Shanahan revenge game factor in this because it feels like the Commanders have lost to the sons of former head coaches of their franchise more than any other team. Mm-hmm. So you've got Kyle Shanahan that's beaten the Commanders several times. You've got Scott Turner, did it for a while in Carolina. You've got Brian Schottenheimer, and then Deuce Gruden, kind of. So in terms of our former coaches' sons, we have a very bad track record.
I also just nerd stat for you, and this is more credit to us because we said that Christian McCaffrey in Kyle Shanahan's offense would be fucking awesome. Weeks 1 through 9, the Niners without McCaffrey were 9th in DVOA pass, 25th in run. Since he's come there, they're 1st DVOA in pass, 8th in run. Mm-hmm. So he's just made them considerably better.
Yeah.
So credit to us. We were the ones who actually said that would be a cool trade. So just pat ourselves on the back.
Yeah, we nailed that one.
Speaking of vibes, that Commanders Pro Bowl video was amazing.
very cool.
It was
Very
awesome.
cool.
Tressway, legend.
Yeah, very cool.
Ron Rivera. See, Ron Rivera is a guy that, like, he's a good human being. Sometimes he frustrates me as a head coach, but he's a good guy, so it's very hard for me to say anything negative about him.
Yeah. Agreed.
Except if he does start Carson Wentz, fuck him.
Yeah.
I'm out on Ron Rivera.
See ya, bitch.
See ya, bitch. You're not that good of a guy.
Yeah, you're not that guy, pal.
Nope, sorry.
My reasoning on this is I just think that the 49ers put up 38 points on the Commanders.
You're going to put it up?
Yeah.
We're just like trying to talk Taylor Heineke
Yeah.
up, and Billy's like, "Yeah, final score: Niners 38, Commanders 2."
Yeah.
No, but the thing is,
what's worse, getting 38 put on you or getting 38 hung on you?
Ooh.
no, because
I'd say hung.
I say
Hung.
no.
If they hung 38 on the Commanders,
Yeah,
that'd be
they're going to
bad.
put 38 on the Commanders, and then Heineke's going to put up a couple. So even if they don't, it's still going over 30.
Okay, so the 49ers are going to put up 38 on the Commanders, and Heineke's going to hang 14 on the 49ers.
Exactly.
Okay, got it. I'll
Yeah.
take that. That actually translates in my expected points metrics to Commanders 41, 49ers 34. So we win that on expected points.
Nice.
Yeah, losing Debo's only just getting the Kittle the ball more.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, shout out George Kittle, Pro Bowl,
Yep.
deserved. Jake.
Yeah,
over.
so I'm on the Green Bay Miami game at over 49.5, and if I decide while I'm home this weekend I want to go to the game, I can use the Game Time app, $175 to get in at Hard Rock Stadium.
Ooh, if you do that, you can get $20 off. Use code PMT for your first purchase. Terms apply. Exclusive deals, game time offers you won't find anywhere else. Flash deals in the app. So check it out, the flash deals in the app. Download the Game Time app. Go to the account tab to create a login. Redeem code PMT for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Are you going to go to the game?
I don't have plans to. My dad's birthday is actually on Christmas Day, and we don't celebrate Christmas.
Okay.
So I'll probably
So
be with
you
him.
should go.
Maybe
to
I'll
the
go
game.
with him.
Yeah.
We'll see.
That's awesome if you're a Jewish person and your birthday's
Yeah.
on Christmas. You get to celebrate anyways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You should go with him. Bring him.
Maybe. Yeah. I'll talk to him, see if he's interested.
Throw some shit at the Packers. I will buy you
No.
anything you want to throw at them.
Yeah, you will.
Pipe bomb? No problem. All right. Unders. Unders.
My under is the Bucks Cardinals. I think.
I'm also on the Bucks card.
Fuck you, Billy.
40.5. So I'm rooting for that over.
Yeah, Trace McSorley versus Tom Brady.
Big time close your eyes game.
Oh, that game's going to suck. I don't really
This
want
is
to watch
awful.
that game
This is a worst case scenario.
No, but we're going to end up watching it. You know why?
because it's football.
Because it's Trace McSorley.
Trace McSorley's going to
Trace
be up.
McSorley sucks. He'll be playing in the XFL in no time. Tom Brady also sucks. The Bucks are terrible.
That's disrespectful of the boy from
Wow, you
Briarcliff.
really flipped. That Bucks Bengals game broke you.
Last week broke me.
You. Yeah, broke.
Both the 4:00 games, I have not really recovered from either one of them.
Your entire like thought process going into this weekend is just based off of what happened at the 4:00 games.
Well, his
Yep.
worldview has been
and weather
shattered.
isn't real.
Your worldview has been shattered because you've operated your entire life knowing that the Patriots are the best coach team in the NFL that doesn't make dumb mistakes, and that Tom Brady is Mr. Second Half. Mm-hmm. And then, wow, your paradigm just got flipped upside down.
The whole world.
Prediction. It's going to be 6-7 Bucks. Trace McSorley is going to have a late game
Wait,
touchdown.
all right.
Huh?
Now you already
You don't know ball if you're saying 6-7.
6,
That's
7
a fact.
bucks.
6, 7,
6.
7, 6,
Bucks.
7
No,
Bucks.
I mean,
are the
in my
Bucks
brain.
winning or losing in this?
No, they're going to win.
But wait,
That's
are
why
they
I put it-
down?
They're down by 1.
6-7.
Right.
Okay.
Who is 6?
The
Bucks.
Bucks.
So it's
So
7
six. No, it's 6, 7
6
Bucks.
serving
It's
7.
7-6
Just
Cardinals.
listen to me.
Okay.
No, it is
6-7
7-6.
Yeah.
Bucks are winning.
Wait.
Cardinals score.
Wait, no, that's not what you. All right. Let Billy cook. Okay.
Okay, so what's the score now?
Cardinals score. It is
How?
It is.
Safety?
to get 7 points.
Did they go for 2?
Oh, they get 7. So it's now 7-13 Bucks.
No, now it's 13-7 Cardinals.
Okay.
Okay.
With a minute.
Why didn't they go for
20.
2?
Yeah.
Trying to
They
go
did,
by
and they
7.
failed? Did they fail?
They failed.
Okay, so
then
it's 12.
Okay. You know what?
No, Billy.
I know ball. I know ball. All I want to say
we're
is
trying
Tom
to work
Brady's
through the
going to
scenario.
win
Okay.
in a last-second drive and beat Trace McSorley.
What's
But
the
we're
score
all
gonna be?
going to think Trace McSorley is about to beat Tom Brady, and we're all going to tune into the game.
So it's going to be 14-13.
Right.
I'll bet you $100 what you just said does not happen.
How about like
I will-
$55?
Billy, I will give you $10,000 if that's what happens in this game.
Exactly.
Exact
Christmas.
points. Exact
Yes.
points.
Yeah.
Wait, you have to decide right now. Did they go for the 2 and not get it?
I'm going to go. Okay, actually, real quick, it's going to be
It's going to be 17.
What?
Wait, no,
Billy,
you
you
just
can't
changed
change
it.
It's going to
everything.
be
No, all right,
17.
all right. Billy,
Deals off.
$10,000 off the table.
I was about to match.
Okay, I'll do the $10,000 bet.
All right, so it's,
Whatever
all right,
you
I'm
think it is.
matching. I'll give you. It'll be $20,000, but exactly this has to happen. The Bucks have to be winning 7-6 in the fourth quarter. The Cardinals drive,
Yeah.
score, don't get the 2-point conversion.
Don't get the 2-point conversion.
It is now 12-7. Tom Brady goes, drives, scores. They win 14-12.
Or
Ooh,
no,
do they
go
kick
for
the
two?
extra point if time's expired?
Do they
Doesn't
go
matter.
for two?
Doesn't
Do they
matter.
go, you decide the final score.
Yeah, they would go for 2. 'cause
No,
it's
no, they're not.
You could go up
so
3.
13 or 14 bucks.
Or 15.
It depends if they kick the extra point.
Why
You
would they
have
go,
to
Billy? Why
decide.
would they go for two
Yeah.
if
It's 13-12. Why
You're
would you
gonna
not
be
go
up
for
one
two?
or
time
two, it doesn't matter.
expires.
Oh, it's literally a last second.
Yeah, it's last second.
So-
But what if there's 2 seconds left?
It depends if they let him kick the extra point.
There's 2 seconds
No,
left. There's
you
time
have
on
to
the
kick
clock.
the
You
extra
have to kick
point.
the extra
You have
point.
to.
Okay, so then 14.
14-12. You don't have to any.
The Raiders just didn't.
Oh no, that was overtime.
No, it wasn't.
No,
They
that
were
was
trying
the
to go
end
to
of the game.
overtime.
You're right.
Yeah.
You're right.
I think
You're
they
right.
changed the rule
You're
recently.
right.
they don't
did.
they
Yeah.
don't they don't make
I
you
used
out.
to.
I
But
would
if there's
used to
2
make you
seconds,
have
They
to go
brought
out.
the Packers back out for the replacement refs game. Remember that?
Yeah, they used to make you have
there's
to kick
2
it. That's
seconds
right. They
left.
did change it because it screwed. It
Yeah.
screwed gambling up.
Yeah.
I
That
want
happened a couple weeks there.
I want the option. See, I know ball.
No
I know
option.
ball. I want the option of 13 or 14 depending on if they kick
You know
the
what?
extra point.
It's the Christmas spirit.
They would go for 2.
Yeah, you're
Why?
an idiot for not saying
Yeah.
like it's.
Billy, because all right,
Do you want, is it good to be up 1, 2, or 3?
Who are you saying is going to
It's
go
the
for two?
dumbest part of the
The
podcast
team that
we've
just
ever had.
scored at the end of the
and
game.
it should be the most simple
Bucks.
part
Yeah,
too.
it's-
Billy, it's I'm,
13-12, dude. You got to go for 2,
because it's the Christmas spirit. I'll let you have 14 or 15,
Right.
but not 13.
not 13. They gotta make something.
Or
Well,
you
what
could-
happens if it ends up being 13?
You
don't
lose.
I win.
You do not win.
No, wait, I said 14 or 15. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
So you can have 14 or 15, or if you want, you can have 12 or 13. Your choice. I'll give you either one of those two
And I will
digit
match.
sets.
Okay, I'm going to go 14
14,
14 or 15
or 15.
okay, 14 or 15.
to 12.
Bucks beat the Cardinals
Yes.
for $20,000.
Yes.
Christmas
Yeah, but it
cash.
also has to happen exactly that way.
Yes.
Like it can't be that the Bucks are winning 14-0 all game and then the Cardinals come back and score a couple touchdowns.
Okay, yeah.
It has to be exactly that way.
Okay.
Deal.
All right. That was a big waste of time.
Just cut all that.
Okay. Where are we?
I
Who's
don't
up?
Max.
I think me, yeah.
What that was your
wasn't
under.
That was even Billy's pick.
No, it was Billy's pick too.
Oh, okay.
He doubled
All
up with
gotcha,
Hank.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Oh,
I am Lions Panthers under whatever that number is.
44 and a half.
Yep.
Yeah.
43 and a half.
43 and a half.
Lions
That's against
defense is turning
PFT.
the
So
corner.
that's a big one.
It is a big one, Max. I think you're going against your guy Jared, huh? You don't think you can score in the cold?
No, I think I just think it's going to be a nice dogfight of a win. Jared's going to pull it out at the end, but just it'll be a little less scoring than usual.
Okay. PFT. Under.
My under, I'm going Giants Vikings under. It's a big under. It was at 48.
Yeah. 48 and a half. The Giants
48.
48.
Yeah, I think that Kirk's been improving against the blitz, and that's all that the Giants do. He's still worse against the blitz than he is when you don't blitz him, but the Giants, they've gotten a little bit of a luxury that's emerged the last few weeks, which is Kayvon Thibodeau is a fucking monster. So they might not even have to blitz as much as they have in the past, but if they get pressure on Kirk, I think they can keep it. They've got to be tired, too. The Vikings just have to be tired from all that running on offense in the second half.
That's true.
It's a lot of running.
We should have Dalvin Cook in our Mount Rushmore because the Giants defense gives up big explosive runs. So
Yeah.
we should definitely include him. Okay, my under. This game stinks. Titans-Texans, 36. Ryan Tannehill is very likely out for the season. It is Malik Willis time. Malik Willis has started 2 games. His combined stats in those 2 games is 11 for 26 for 133 yards and 1 interception. That's 2 games worth of stats. I'm not going to judge him forever based on this season, but I can say right now he sucks.
Yeah, he's bad.
He sucks right now.
Now, Titans fans, I think we do this every year. I'd like to acknowledge the Titans as being the most injured team in the NFL this year.
Yes.
So you have that. You're probably maybe going to win the division. and you're doing it with like half of a roster. So
Mm-hmm.
congratulations. That's something to hang your hat on. Derrick Henry, again, against the Texans, he averages like 200 yards a game.
Kills him.
So let's just appreciate Derrick Henry this week.
Yes.
It's going to be a Derrick Henry game.
It's the first 4-game losing streak for Mike Vrabel as a head coach. The Texans might be a live dog, Hank. Just going to say that. They might be. It's Malik Willis.
Texans, I don't think they have Pierce, right?
No.
They've got the two-headed monster
Malik
of
Willis.
Driscoll and
Malik Willis is good.
Mills.
What? You said that? You said that on Sunday, and why? Did you hear? 11 for 26, 133 yards and an interception. That's 2 games combined.
Yeah, but remember him coming out of high school?
Yeah, good point. He looked good in the preseason, too.
He might
did look good in
end
the
up
preseason.
being good, but he's not good right now.
Let's remember the preseason, though.
That's true.
He flashed.
He's got the
Preseason.
tools.
Yeah.
All right, yeah, this game is ugly.
No, I'm thinking
36.
Seahawks, Eagles.
Okay.
Birds.
Seahawks plus 10.
Bird alert.
Wow. That's spicy. That's real. There's 0.0% chance you win.
Okay. I love that. Clip that.
Okay. All right. Go ahead, Billy. Your favorite under.
49ers.
Oh, yeah, 49ers.
No,
No.
Cards, Bucks.
Cardinals, yeah. And
I'm with you, Big Cat. Houston, Tennessee under 36.
Okay.
So that's week 16.
Yeah. All right. Games we didn't talk about. Monday Night Football. That's Chargers Colts, which I'm very. I think I might have to take the Colts just because the Chargers have to find a way to screw themselves over. Doesn't it feel like the perfect time?
It now would be the right time for the Chargers to blow it for their fan base, yes.
We have Falcons Ravens, which is going to suck. I think Tyler Huntley might not play, so we might be back to Anthony Brown.
Oh, really?
Sammy Watkins signed with the Ravens.
Oh, God. He's in a cult.
That's
Remember
cool.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a big-time cult guy.
Desmond Ridder versus possibly Anthony Brown. That's a terrible
I
game.
actually respect the hell out of the Baltimore Ravens for just never getting any good wide receivers.
Yeah.
For just never having them. It's like they know that that's not part of their culture in Baltimore to have a passing attack. So they've remained committed to having by far the worst receiving core in the league for probably the last 12 years,
Yes.
right? You can go back, who are the best receivers to ever play in Baltimore? You'd say probably
Hollywood Brown.
Hollywood
Hollywood-
Brown.
Steve Smith.
Steve Smith.
Steve
He was
Smith,
pretty good.
Older.
Torrey Smith was good.
Anquan Bolden.
Yeah, Anquan
Yeah.
Bolden.
Torrey Smith was pretty good. That's
Dennis
Mike
Pitta
Wallace
was a good tight
Mike
end.
Did
Wallace.
Mike Wallace play there? He was fast.
And Mark
Yeah.
Andrews, he's not having a great year, but he's
Well, yeah,
still really good.
no,
Todd
the,
Heap.
The Ravens do tight ends.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah.
always had a good tight end.
Dennis
but they,
Pitta.
They just remain so steadfast, and we're never gonna throw the fucking ball.
Yeah.
Run the damn ball.
It is pretty insane. So yeah, that game's gonna suck. I just looked it up. Tyler Huntley was limited in practice on Wednesday with shoulder tendonitis. So it looks like he might play, but either way, that game stinks. I think that's all of them.
It's never a good sign when your backup quarterback has a repetitive use injury.
Yes.
Like a shoulder tendonitis that's just going to linger for the rest of his career.
Yeah, and people are very mad at Greg Roman for not running the ball more last week. Did you see I can't remember who showed up to the facility, but it was just papered with "Fire Greg Roman."
Yeah.
Little pieces of paper that said it all over in front of the facility. So
That's just classic NFL fandom right there.
Yeah.
Like you got to have a balance. You got to have a balanced attack. Greg Roman is an awesome offensive coordinator. I think most teams that have a running quarterback would love to have him on the staff. But yeah, it's weird when the Baltimore Ravens rely on trying to do a passing attack when they don't have a quarterback that can throw it,
Right.
or a wide receiver that can catch it.
I just want Lamar to come back because the Ravens are an all-time bummer team when Lamar's not playing.
Yep.
Like just a bummer team.
Yep.
That's all the games. That's all the games. So week 16.
Oh, also, big fuck you to Roger Goodell for not allowing the boy Will Compton to
Mm-hmm.
play in the NFL this year. Mm-hmm. That became official yesterday. Year 11 is starting to load right now. We're on to year 11.
Some people were saying that Will Compton was scared and didn't want to play. I'm here to tell you right now that is not true.
I also don't know if you can have a year 11 if you don't actually.
No,
do.
it's
Yes,
TA,
you do.
counter.
You do.
Yeah, yeah.
Year
It's
11.
rollover minutes.
We're on
rollover years.
We're on to year 11.
So if
next
he
year.
plays if he doesn't play for the next 10 years and then comes back, that would be like year 21. That's how it counts.
Yeah.
So year 11, loading.
Mm-hmm.
Please, let's sign the boy. He
Summer-
was ready to go.
Yeah, some are saying that he was going to he was being brought in as a mercenary to knock Tom Brady out of the playoffs in the last week, and Roger Goodell could not have that.
And people also were saying online that Will looked a little fat and had love handles, and that's why he's not playing. That's also not true.
Also very untrue.
Also not true.
Also,
So-
they were saying that he was going to rig the games
Right.
because he's so good at gambling.
Right.
And
right.
that's all he
Not
cares
true.
about right now.
That not
also
true.
not true.
That's not true. There was also some words that he didn't want to go back into a locker room after getting drunk and taking off his pants on the yak, and everyone would make fun of him for maybe a lack of something. That's not true either.
He's also very famous for. Well, I don't want to get into the bad tweets that he's got in the past. You guys can find those. on your
Right,
own.
but that's not true
They
as
did.
well.
Those are.
That has
fake,
nothing to do
those
with
are
it.
fake bad
That has
tweets.
nothing to do with it. Will Compton wanted to play, and we wanted him to play. We were all always behind him.
And his
so-
tweets were fine.
and his tweets were totally fine, except that one.
Yeah. That one's fake.
Okay, we're gonna do Mount Rushmore. What do we got? So I'll go Dalvin.
I'll go Derek.
Okay, it's low odds right now. We got to add
Justin
someone.
Fields.
Okay,
Yeah,
Justin Fields and Allen,
and
Josh
Allen,
Allen.
are we gonna-
I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay.
I love that Mount Rushmore. Let's do Fantasy Dabos. We're doing Fantasy Dabos. Hank. It's a tough one to follow up with Fantasy French.
I also don't,
What up, Dabo?
I don't. Yeah.
Dabo.
Hey,
Dabo.
I'm Dabo.
What up, Dabo?
Let me start him.
We want to have PFT start. He was the one who came up with Fantasy Dabos.
It's Travis Hunter. He's officially a buff.
Wait,
What the?
I sent him his eggnog.
this is.
Eggnog terrible.
Do you know who Dabo Swinney is?
Yeah, but like what? God,
Dabo.
God, my sleeper is Pontius Pilate.
Okay.
It's not Easter.
This is going
Maybe
well.
we should recalibrate this.
Edelman might be
fantasy.
right.
Yeah,
no.
this
I
is-
love it.
All right. No, I do too. But go ahead, PFT. This is you got to pick us
Yeah,
back up.
I was just gonna say, hey, y'all, it's Dabo Swinney. Everyone take a knee.
Hey, Dabo.
I'm starting players only meetings this week. I'm starting
Nice.
them. The Last Supper, the original players only meeting. God bless. Which one of y'all Judas here? Raise your hand. I'm sitting going for a walk with your cousins over the holiday season. Sitting at see right over there, Henry, where there was one set of footprints. That's when Jesus dipped out on y'all because marijuana is still a Schedule 1 narcotic.
Yeah,
okay?
devil's lettuce.
My sleeper is Deshaun Watson. Deshaun Watson, former player, great guy, good kid, good kid. This is a good matchup for him. Get him on the hands team. That's what we say. Got to keep that man in the pocket, that young man. He's my sleeper.
All right. Hey, boys.
Hey, what's up, Dab?
Hey.
Hey, it's Dabo here.
Hey, Dab.
My stardom is Salt Bay. That some people were saying, what the HE double hockey sticks is this guy doing out here on the field? Let's just remember that everyone makes mistakes and we can redeem everyone. So Salt Bay, you are redeemed. My situm is Tom Izzo. Tom Izzo getting upset in his little ugly sweater, his elf costume. That seemed like some misplaced anger. Tom Izzo, maybe spend some more time with your family.
He's using some real hot language on the court.
Yeah, maybe spend some more time with your family, and maybe don't have that type of anger, especially when you're wearing God's sweater, the little elf. And my sleeper, I don't even have a sleeper.
That's great.
Yeah, I
That's
forgot
great.
to put down a sleeper.
You know why? Because you got to stay woke this holiday.
My
season.
sleeper
Gotta
is,
go recruit.
My sleeper is Christmas. It's a great holiday. You sleep, and then you wake up and there's presents.
We're saying it again.
It literally
Isn't that
means more
fantastic?
Christ.
Yeah, exactly. That's
fantastic?
good. That's true there, Dabo.
It's Jesus, not G's y'all.
Yeah.
Hey, boys. It's Dabo. And my stardom.
What's up,
Forrest
Forrest?
And my stardom is Drew and Will Swinney on special teams.
Oh, great
Just
players.
please don't kick to them.
Great
Please.
players, two
Or I
great-
have to pull them, and then the mother will get angry at me.
Great genetics.
My situm is Satan, who has come to college football in the form of NIL. And it's corrupting the players. And we're thinking about more of me and not of the team. And my sleeper is Sweet Baby Jesus in a Manger.
Absolutely.
I love it.
The
I
original
love it.
victory formation.
I love it.
Bonus stardom that might be worth talking about. YouTube TV. Big news.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, this sucks for dads. I'm just going to stay on the table
Terrible.
for dads. I'm already dreading having to set up my dad's television every single week.
Sunday
next football
ticket next
season.
year.
So it's all YouTube TV?
Yeah,
So is it going to
it's-
just be behind all the time?
That's the thing. It might be a delay. Like, I don't know how delayed Amazon is right now. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
And it
We don't have
depends on the
many
quality of your
details yet.
stream too. So Twitter next year is going to be a minefield.
Yeah. There's
During
gonna be a lot of
during
people
week
ahead.
1, It's going to be some people ahead, but it's not going to be uniform, I don't think. There are going to be some people that are like 5 seconds ahead, some people that are like 70 seconds behind, depending on your connection. God knows what bars are going to do. Like bar owners and managers don't know how to use YouTube.
Does DirecTV not have it anymore at all?
At all.
I don't believe so.
At all.
Wow.
I wonder if that means there's only going to be one red zone. I don't know.
Wow.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
How is this going to work?
A lot of questions.
I mean, the only plus side I can see is not having DirecTV anymore. Like, we don't have to worry about a storm taking out all of our TVs.
Also, DirecTV just sucks dick.
Yeah.
YouTube TV is the best streaming service, though.
Is it?
And I think this is going to be the death of old man takes.
What do you mean?
Because if they're not watching, we're going to have no access to the casual old guy who isn't really like persistently into football, but who just watches it every once in a while and just gives the old man take.
Well, they'll still be on TV, the games.
Yeah, the local games.
The
are
local
gonna be
games
on.
will still be on TV.
But in
Regular
order
TV.
to get like out of market games,
Right.
you're gonna have to get YouTube.
So, like, if you live in Dallas, you can still watch the Cowboys on TV.
So I don't know if it's possible to do this yet, but what we've been building towards feels like the ability to get just like a small package of, let's say me, I live in New York City, I want to watch the Commanders every weekend, get a Sunday ticket that's just the Commanders games.
Right.
I know there's reasons behind like how much money is split and shared amongst the franchises, why that hasn't been able to be done in the past, but I feel like now is the time to do it. If you're making everybody go to streaming, and this is actually the one way to force dads to learn technology finally. Stuff they've been putting off for a long time. I'm talking about dads that like refer to the computer as the email.
Right.
You know, those sort of guys. They're going to have to evolve, adapt, or die in this circumstance. So
Yes.
I think we're going to see a lot of parents learning for the first time how to use the internet and getting really into YouTube and going down strange rabbit holes.
It's going to be scary, but we'll help everyone. We will be the podcast that will help people through this.
Yeah.
But yeah, big change. All right,
This does feel like the end of DirecTV as a whole, though, right?
a little bit.
Like, who out there is just getting DirecTV because
It still does
the
have
channels.
a million channels, but yeah.
you can get those channels everywhere now, though.
Pac-12 network. I still can't get Pac-12 network. It's the dumbest thing ever.
Yeah.
I bet 2 Pac-12 games last night. Couldn't watch it. It's like, how is that
It's on
possible?
Sling. We all get Sling.
Yeah.
One of our partners.
I knew that.
Yeah.
I knew that. I
Yeah.
totally knew that. Okay, let's get to Tom Fornelli. Let's talk some college football.
Yeah.
Before we do that, PFT.
Yeah, before we get to old Tommy F., I want to talk to you about our great friends over at Omega Accounting Solutions. This is specifically a message for small business owners. You might be eligible to receive up to $26,000 per employee through the Employee Retention Credit. Omega Accounting Solutions can help you recover payroll tax overpayments and determine if you're eligible to receive up to $26,000 per employee. All it takes is a quick, easy, and free 10-minute consultation to determine if you qualify. Omega is the small business champion with teams dedicated to maximizing tax credits. CPAs even turn to Omega for ERC guidance. Take advantage of this exclusive small business tax credit now. The 3-year sunset deadline for filing begins to close March 31st, 2023. So learn if you qualify today. Call 800-300-9ERC. That's 800-300-9ERC. 800-300-9ERC or visit omegataxcredits.com/Barstool Sports right now. And now, here's Tom Fornelli.
Okay, we now welcome on our very good friend. You can find him on CBS Sports in the Cover 3 podcast, or you can follow him at Tom Fornelli on Twitter. We're going to talk some bowl games, maybe a little signing day. Tom, great to see you. Let's start with that. Signing day. Winners and losers. Right off the rip. Who won? Who won signing day?
Who won signing day? Let's see. The companies that cover it and Alabama. That's it. Those are the only real winners. Oregon was a winner because they kept flipping a bunch of guys. The players are winners because now with NIL, these kids are all getting the bag right away, which is great for them. So, yeah, those are the winners. The television companies, the recruiting sites, Alabama, Oregon, and the players.
Which player had the best name on signing day? Was it Rowdy Beers or was it Dude Person?
I'm a dude person guy. Like
Same.
Roddy Beers he's at the FBS level. He ended up at Florida International, so I guess he's considered the better prospect. But I don't know. It's a good name. FIU's not that great. Central Arkansas is a pretty good FCS program. And again, the kid's name is Dude Person. So like even if you're like substitute teacher comes in on the attendance roll call, you're still person dude. So it's like your identity is the same either way.
Yes, that's very true. All right, so let's talk some bowl games. We'll lead up to the big bowls. Before that, what is your favorite bowl coming up in the next week and a half, and why is it the Arizona Bowl with Ohio versus Wyoming?
It's the Arizona Bowl because I'm a loyal person, and Ohio was a very good team to me this season. Like, they got off to a really crappy start, and the market just kind of wrote them off, did not catch on, did not realize that this was a team that had kind of turned a corner at the end of September and was playing much better than the numbers indicated. So I caught on pretty early. I started betting Ohio probably in early October, and they won me a whole lot of money. Curtis Rourke will forever, if I ever have a kid, I might name him Curtis Rourke. That's how much money I won thanks to him and the Bobcats this year. So I'm really psyched for them in that game. And I'm also a fan of Wyoming. I mean, it's a fun program. It's always very windy in Laramie. So it's always been very profitable to bet unders for Wyoming home games. And I was on Josh Allen before you guys were because I was watching Wyoming. Of course, you guys were. You guys were way ahead of the curve of him being great. I did not think he would be a very good NFL quarterback, but I saw him, before you guys even knew he existed. So I'm a big fan of Wyoming. So Ohio-Wyoming, I think, is an excellent matchup. I'm really looking forward to watching it.
Wow, you just street credit us. You just tried to call us casuals.
Tom, I was actually watching Josh when he was in JUCO. So.
Yeah. All right. So what other
JUCO
besides
stand PFT?
No, I travel around. I go coast to coast.
Yeah. All right. So
I've got DirecTV packages you don't even know about. They don't even tell people because they know most casual football fans can't even handle that much ball.
That's a fact.
How many people do you think would watch like a JUCO Red Zone?
Oh,
yeah,
I would.
Yeah, for sure.
Hell yeah.
If there's football on, I'll put it on. Yeah.
The fact they don't have Red Zone for college football Saturdays is the dumbest thing ever. I don't know why they don't have that. Okay, so besides the Barstool Arizona Bowl, which obviously we're a little biased, your favorite bowl before we get to the semifinal, because I saw you actually, if anyone wants to have a little explainer, Tom releases right as the bowl season starts, he ranks all the bowls on excitement and what he's most excited for and what games are going to be the best matchups. So what's the one that we should be looking out for that maybe people aren't paying attention to?
Of the pre-big games, I would say the Alamo Bowl between Texas and Washington has a chance to be really fun and really stupid and really exciting because I didn't think Michael Penix was going to be coming back to Washington. I thought that was a guy who was going to be entering the NFL draft, and there was a very high likelihood of him opting out of this game to get ready for that. But one of the nice benefits of this NIL era is you're able to keep some kids in school longer because maybe the money you can get for playing another year at college is more than you might be guaranteed if you're like a third, fourth, or fifth round draft pick in the NFL. So Michael Penix was convinced to come back to Washington, which is awesome because he's not Josh Allen as far as total overall skill set, as far as the size, but as far as arm strength is concerned, this kid might have a stronger arm than Josh Allen. Like, he has thrown some passes that are just like when they kind of get like the noise out of you when you see them live because you can't believe a human is able to throw a football that hard on a line like that. I think that maybe sometimes he needs to work on some of the touch passes. Not everything has to be 100 miles an hour all the time, but he's an excellent quarterback. He's really exciting, and that's a very fun offense to watch. And then there's Texas, which has Quinn Ewers, who is a very highly rated quarterback himself, who was off to a very good start in that game against Alabama earlier this season before he got injured and broke his collarbone or was the AC joint, whatever it was. He hurt his shoulder, and he hasn't been quite the same since, but I'm hoping that the time off from the season ending, he's been able to get healthy, get ready for this bowl game. I think that's a tremendous quarterback battle between two very good offenses in a game that could feature a whole hell of a lot of points. And we've seen Alamo Bowls in the past get kind of crazy. So that's a game I'm really looking forward to watching. And another one.
Wait, I have a question about that game just real quick. Sarkisian, is there any actual bad blood that remains between him and Washington?
Probably. There's probably like 3 or 4 Washington fans on a message board somewhere that are still really pissed off at him for leaving for USC.
Yeah.
Like, I can't understand why you would ever leave us for USC. Like the way, I mean, look at how Oklahoma fans reacted to Lincoln Riley leaving for USC. And just, so yeah, I'm definitely, there's got to be like some sort of bad blood somewhere. I don't know how much, but I think that, honestly, if you're Washington, you could probably argue that you've been better off because Chris Peterson replaced Steve Sarkisian and did things that I don't think Sark would have ever done at Washington.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good point.
And you missed out on the bad Sark years too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's a fact. All right, what was the other game you were going to say?
The other one is the Sun Bowl between Pitt and UCLA. I promoted you guys' game. I got to promo the CBS game too. UCLA and Pitt on CBS in beautiful El Paso with the mountains in the background. This is another game that could be pretty fun. Again, with all bowl games, you never know with opt-outs and transfers what you're to expect. But I think that this is a classic matchup of a team that loves to score points and loves offense in Chip Kelly and the Bruins versus a team that is fundamentally opposed to scoring points in Pat Narduzzi and the Panthers. And like you see, the more points that Pitt scores, the more angry Pat Narduzzi gets because God damn it, he wants to win that game 10-7 and he can't believe he's being forced to score 38 points to win this game. But okay, fine, he'll do it if he has to. I think that's a pretty good matchup. I think that could be an exciting game.
I agree. I'm excited for that, and I think I've heard conflicting reports. It maybe DTR plays. I hope he does because he is.
I'm hoping he does.
Yeah, for people who don't follow UCLA, DTR is one of the most exciting players in college football. It's basically either the most incredible play you've ever seen, or it could be a complete disaster. And he's got a little Josh Allen in him where he'll just run guys over at the quarterback position, and he's just electric no matter what he's doing, good or bad.
Yeah, he reminds me kind of Trey Young in that, I mean, he's bigger than Trey, and I think he's a little more physical than Trey, but like he just tries wild shit. And if it works, it's awesome. And then sometimes it doesn't work, but you don't really care when it doesn't work because you know he's going to try something else later that's going to work and it's going to be crazy. So he's a really fun guy to watch.
Yes.
What about the Mayo Bowl? Give me a Mayo Bowl tip, Tom. I want to know who's going to get covered in mayonnaise by the end of this one.
Well, first of all, I just want to give credit to both coaches for agreeing to the fact. I don't know if you guys saw the announcement. The Mayo Bowl made the announcement that the winner of the game, the winning head coach, will take the Mayo bath. I'm hoping it's NC State because I just feel like Dave Doran with Mayo he would be so angry, even though he agreed to it. Like he would immediately regret the decision. Like he'd be like, what the fuck was I thinking? This is the dumbest fucking thing. Like Shane Beamer had it last year and he was really into it. That's just a very Shane Beamer kind of thing. But I think Doran will regret it. So I'm 100% rooting for the Wolfpack. It's just, I do not know who's going to be playing quarterback for them. They were down to like their fourth stringer towards the end of the season. I don't know what the situation will be going for them into the game, but I hope the Wolfpack win that one because I feel like if there's a chance of anybody getting punched for dumping mayo on a coach, it will be by Dave Doran.
So off of that, Tom, you and I are kindred spirits in that we just love bowl season. We bet all the bowls. It's, Tom will text me on a Saturday and it'll be like 35 bets and I'll text him back and be like, I have 42 bets. For me, it's lost a tiny bit with all the opt-outs. I don't want to be that guy, but it's more just like I want to watch fun football. I want to watch guys I watched all season. And then when we get to game day and there's a quarterback or a big player opting out, it's like, well, this kind of sucks because I love bowl games.
Yeah. Bowl season has become live betting for me mostly. Like I will place some bets before, but it is definitely more of a vibe check now than it used to be where you want to see, like, we want to see how shit starts. You want to make sure the team that's playing the game cares. You want to make sure who's playing. Like you said, it might be a quarterback with the opt-outs, might be injuries that kind of crop up late that you don't expect. So like, I love them and I am watching them all, but I understand where people are coming from when they say that, it's just not as fun as it used to be because of the opt-outs, the transfer portal, the playoff has made these games a little less and you just don't see the full strength teams. But it is very much a situation where games start, like I am on quit watch pretty much every time I'm watching a game because there is a moment where you could see it in a team where they no longer care. And as soon as you see it, you just fire it on the spread, fade them, and you're going to win far more often than not. Because generally, once a team quits, and you can see it, it's in the body language, it's in the way that they start tackling. Like USC in the Pac-12 championship game, even though you could see that defense quit. They knew that they weren't going to be able to win the game because Caleb Williams couldn't move, and they were not giving any effort into tackling. So you look at stuff like that, and you could just pick it up and you just fire on it and you are going to win unless the other team does something incredibly stupid, which this is college football. And part of the appeal of it is there's always a chance that somebody will do something incredibly stupid.
Yep. Agreed. What about the Orange Bowl, the orangest Orange Bowl that's ever been played? Tennessee, Clemson. Which orange? Wait, just off the top of your head, like if you're thinking about which orange is better, I identify more with the Volunteer Orange.
I think I look better in Volunteer Orange than I do in Clemson Orange. Like it's not I don't know. Just my skin tone, I think it pops a little better.
I've always said that about you.
Yeah, thank you. I think it would be hilarious if Tennessee came out in this game in its gray uniforms and Clemson came out wearing purple. I'm kind of rooting for that to happen. But
either that or let both teams play in their orange uniforms and just see what happens.
Just the delightful shit show. Yeah, no, I think those are the only two real options that we should have. In fact, we should start a petition. This is a hard game to figure out because Cade Klubnik is going to be the starting quarterback for Clemson. And I understand, like, Clemson fans were tired of DJU, and Klubnik comes in at the end of the year and he plays well and the team wins a game. But I don't think the quarterback has been the problem for Clemson as much as the offense itself has been the problem for Clemson. So I don't know if you're going to see that big of a change. But on the other side, this is going to be disrespectful, I guess. But Joe Milton is, like there's a baseball pitcher, you'll see relievers who can throw 103 miles an hour, but they cannot find the strike zone and they do not have a changeup or a breaking ball. That is Joe Milton. Every single pass he throws is 1,000 miles per hour in a direction, not to a place, just in a direction. And you kind of have to cross your fingers and hope it goes to the right place. So it's going to be hard to trust Tennessee's offense here. I think Tennessee's the better team. I would probably take them in the points pregame, but I don't know. I'm going to need to wait to see this one start.
Joe Milton, I've always said, he is when you're playing Madden and you just press as hard as you can on the button.
Yes.
There's no touch.
Yes.
None. I don't even think he could do touch if you asked him to do touch. His arm is insane.
A guy could be running like a 5-yard hitch route and he will fire that ball at them as hard as he fucking can.
Yes.
Tom, on the note of like which teams will quit, I'm looking at Alabama, Kansas State. There's no chance that Alabama's got any quit in them, right? Like Nick Saban, he will have like ran the quit out of teams by now, right?
This is an interesting thing to me because I was convinced neither Bryce Young or Will Anderson were going to play in this game. I was like, all right, Alabama doesn't win the SEC. It's not going to the playoff. We're going to see opt-out after opt-out. But credit to Young and Anderson because they are both playing in this game. They seem to be taking it seriously. Whether they play the whole game, I don't know. But it does make it interesting, and I think you're right. It's hard to imagine a Nick Saban team quitting just because he'd be so angry at them, and you don't want to get him angry because he's scary.
I think he's also still got that thing in his back pocket where, like, draft season comes around, coaches call Nick Saban, do you want me to say something good about you or say something bad about you?
Although, I don't think Nick Saban will ever say anything bad about any of his guys unless they're doing something, genuinely bad people stuff. I don't think he would say that to him about a bowl game, but he might threaten them by saying it.
Right.
So
I'm nervous always with Alabama in non-playoff bowl games. That Utah game, the Sugar Bowl they played, whatever it was, maybe a decade ago, where it's like, and Alabama always has the perfect out because if they don't win, they weren't trying. And they, there's always a deflating aspect to Alabama's season when they don't get to the college football playoff.
Yeah, and the other thing, too, about this Alabama team is, like, there was the dumbass debate at the end of the year about whether a 2-loss Alabama team, they were never getting into the playoff, no matter what had happened that final weekend of the season. But the thing about Alabama this year is it's just not that good. And I say that in the context of Alabama. It's one of the 10 best teams in the country. But as compared to the Alabama teams that we're used to seeing, this team isn't very good. It's probably the worst Alabama team Saban's had in a decade or so. There's nobody at the receiver position. They took some swings on guys in the transfer portal. None of them have worked out. That's really hindered Bryce Young. It's kind of given you an idea of how good Bryce Young actually is, that he was able to carry this team as far as he did, despite having no real receivers outside of Jahmyr Gibbs, which is his running back. Defensively, Will Anderson is a beast. There's a couple other really good dudes on that defense, like Kool-Aid McKinstry, which is also an amazing name. But overall, they're just not that good. And this is a Kansas State team that, it won the Big 12, and it didn't win it by accident. Like, they probably beat TCU during the regular season if they weren't knocked down to their third-string quarterback during that game. And then they come back and they beat TCU in the Big 12 championship. And like you said, there's some question about how badly Alabama wants this game, and there's the built-in excuse of if they lose, well, they didn't want to be there anyway. Kansas State wants this game because this is a chance to say we beat Alabama in a Sugar Bowl, which for Kansas State is not something that they get a lot of chances to do. And this could also serve kind of as a statement game for the Wildcats in that with Oklahoma and Texas leaving the Big 12, somebody's got to take over the crown of being the best program in the Big 12 right now. Kansas State, it just won the conference. It's going to want to say, listen, man, we are that program. We are somebody who is going to be making a lot of noise in this conference in the future. You better get on board now.
Yeah, so I was just looking it up. The last 4 times that Alabama's played in bowl games that were not college football playoffs, they're 2-2. They lost to Utah, which I mentioned. They lost to Oklahoma, and then they beat Michigan and Michigan State. So, I'm always nervous because it is like that aspect of Kansas State being like, our basically careers get made if we beat Alabama in a bowl game.
Yeah, so
they do have that.
Alabama can beat the Big Ten whether it cares or not, but it can't beat anybody else.
Right. Okay, let's talk about the college football playoff. I want to start with the Ohio State-Georgia game. And I want to throw out my theory, and I want to see where you land on this. A lot of people have been saying Georgia, maybe not the same team as last year. They're not. Georgia's team last year was insane because they point to Kentucky or Mizzou or Kent State, these games where they kept bad teams around. I see it as the flip side. They knew that they're better than everyone. Mm-hmm. And when they do play the really good teams, Oregon, when they played Tennessee, when they played LSU, they absolutely put it on them. Which side do you land on in terms of this Georgia team? Do they have that switch that they've been able to flip for a few big games this year?
Oh, yeah. No, that's exactly what's happened with this team. They are not as good as last year because, like you said, last year's team was just a fucking juggernaut. I mean, everywhere you looked, it was an NFL team talent-wise. There was every single player that started on that team was an NFL player, except for Bennett. No offense, Stetson.
He's going to come after you for that.
I've been the biggest Stetson defender for the last couple of years. Like all my Cover 3 podcast hosts have been shitting on him, and I was like, dude, Stetson's really good. He's not, a first-round pick, but he's a very good college quarterback, and that's the case. I just don't know if he's an NFL quarterback.
It's also not his fault that his teammates are so good, and all he has to do is just
I know.
Find one of his 2 incredible tight ends, give him the ball, and let him score.
It's like, go ask Tom Brady, hey, Tom, would you wish you had shitty teammates, or would you like to have good teammates? I mean, whatever. Anyway, but this Georgia team is still the best team in the country, I think, but you are dead on in that there were a few years ago, like when Clemson was at the height of being Clemson, like when it was in the Deshaun Watson era and it was winning national titles still, you saw Dabo Swinney and this team take an approach in conference play against some of the lesser opponents. They didn't care. They just wanted to win by 1 point. And they were doing whatever they had to do to win the game. And then they were kind of coasting. And then that way they were keeping themselves fresh and healthy to when they got to the playoff because they knew in the ACC they were far and away the best team in the conference. They were saving themselves for the big games. And when it got there, they would turn it on. Now, Georgia doesn't have that same kind of ability to just completely coast through the conference season because it is in the SEC. And even though the SEC was very down this year compared to most years, there's still some pretty good teams in it. But yeah, no, Georgia was playing with its food a lot. Like Georgia knew that at any point when it was playing Missouri, when it was playing Kent State, when it was playing these teams, as soon as we flip the switch, we'll be fine. We'll win this game. And then, like you saw in the Tennessee game, they just came out and absolutely destroyed them right from the jump and then took the entire second half off. Like they knew the game was wrapped up. We saw them do it to Alabama, or we saw it do it in the SEC championship game against LSU. So it's like anytime and then you go back to the beginning of the season, Oregon, big game to start the season, crush them. Get to a rivalry game against Auburn, crush them. Anytime they had a big game or a rivalry game, they flipped the switch and they destroyed teams. I think they're going to take this game seriously. I think that they are going to win, but I will say, I think that there's been, I like Georgia, but I do think that there's been a large overreaction to Ohio State losing to Michigan.
Ooh.
I think that Ohio State suddenly sucks in the mind of a lot of people because they lost to Michigan 2 years in a row. And I get going into this matchup, like Ohio State has gotten beaten up by Michigan the last 2 years, a very physical team. Ohio State hasn't really been able to handle it. So now you're facing Georgia, which is basically, we saw what Georgia did to Michigan last year. Like it's the same thing as Michigan is, but with far more talent across the board. So I get that, but CJ Stroud is still a very good player. They still have a bunch of NFL receivers, and we have seen Georgia struggle in the secondary when it goes up. If we go back to last season, when Alabama still had receivers in the regular season, that defense got exposed by Alabama. Bryce Young picked them apart. CJ Stroud and those receivers are talented enough to pick that secondary apart. The question is that offensive line strong enough to stand up to Jalen Carter and that defensive front? I don't think it is. I think Georgia wins this game a lot more often than it loses it, but I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I do think Ohio State is still a very good team that just lost to another very good team, and now it's suddenly being written off as a bad team in the eyes of many. I think the Buckeyes are still very good. They could win this game.
Counterpoint, Tom. NCAA rigged, and they want to see Ohio State, Michigan in the championship game. Can you imagine the ratings that game would do?
See, that's why I thought they were going to put it in the semi.
I did too.
To make sure that they could get it in,
Yeah. I mean, I listen, I started CFP on, all right? I believe that most of this stuff is done for, whatever, just to put the big brands in. But I was wondering if that's what they would do. If they would put Ohio, like with TCU losing, they would quote unquote punish them by moving them down to 4 and leaving Ohio State at number 3 so they can guarantee that they would get it. Because like the title game, that's going to get ratings no matter who's in it. It's the fucking title game. But you can really guarantee that in New Year's Eve, where the ratings for those games have kind of suffered over the years, you could really get a bump if you put that thing in primetime. Ohio State, Michigan, you'd have 20 million people watching that on New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but I mean, just imagine though a title game of
it'd be-
Ohio State, Michigan. How many people are going to watch that?
I would wonder if with the Southeast watch, I don't know if the SEC.
I think they would.
I don't know if
think
they could
they'll watch
take it.
no matter what.
I don't
There
know
were
if their
some
egos
that
could
wouldn't.
take it.
Yeah.
I think they would be like, no, I don't want to watch a Big Ten title game.
I think
in
this
April.
isn't real football.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They'd watch just to be like, Alabama would beat either one of these teams.
Yeah, that
Just to
also
tell
yeah.
themselves.
Yeah. So for Ohio State, I get what you're saying. The thing that I can't wrap my head around is Ohio State struggles with very physical teams.
Mm-hmm.
Georgia is Michigan on
physical,
steroids.
yes.
Yeah, Georgia is Michigan with more NFL players. Like they will pound it down your throat. They'll use their big tight ends. Like that's where I'm just like I think Georgia's gonna win this game and cover this spread because Ohio State has all the flash and they have a great team talent, but as a football team, when they have to step up to these guys, and they struggle a little with Notre Dame in the first game of the season. I love Georgia in this game.
I think too. I don't think like Georgia's offense is very strong, very powerful. They have a very good offensive line. They have very good tight ends. But like you saw in that game against Michigan, like they were hitting shots. Like Michigan was doing stuff it hadn't done, and you could argue that it was not really a kind of process that it was sustainable. Like they were hitting big plays, but they hadn't done it all year. You could argue there was some luck to it. Can Georgia hit those same big plays on the Ohio State defense? I don't know. I think the Michigan win looked like far more of a blowout in the scoreboard than it really was if you watched the game closely. There were some plays that kind of really tilted things and it just got out of hand. So that's part of my theory where I think Ohio State is still a lot better than a lot of people are giving it credit for, but they are playing what I believe to be the best team in the country.
Yeah, and I also have I'm firmly in Jim Harbaugh's camp that Ryan Day was born on third and thought he hit a triple because he was put in the perfect spot by Urban Meyer, and Urban Meyer never, Urban Meyer would just beat the brakes off of Jim Harbaugh every year, and then you see what happened in the last 2 years. Like, how did this happen? Like, you had it all set up for you. It was turnkey, and something has happened in the last 2 years that it's diminished.
And I think this game's really important for Ryan Day.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think they have to win it, but I think if they get blown out after coming off the Michigan, like I don't think most people outside of Ohio State and like Big Ten country realize that he's kind of on the hot seat now. Like, you can't lose to Michigan if you're the Ohio State coach. Not anymore. Like, it's become so important. Like, you have to win. Your 3 goals are to win the Big Ten, or first beat Michigan, win the Big Ten, win national titles. Winning national titles is the third least important of those 3 things. Beating Michigan and winning the Big Ten are the 2 big ones. And he hasn't done either in the last couple of years. And I think that he's going to go into next season. Like, if they get blown out by this game, I think no matter what, but I think unless he wins the national title, he's going to go into next season. There's going to be a lot of pressure on him to not only win the Big Ten, but, beat Michigan and beat them soundly. Because even if you look at like the way Ohio State's recruiting class just finished up, they're kind of losing momentum here. It's not a very good thing right now. There's too many things that aren't going in the right direction for where Ohio State is supposed to be and where Ohio State wants to be. I don't know. It's going to be an interesting situation to follow that I think more people need to start kind of keeping an eye on.
And I'm deathly afraid that Luke Fickell, like I'm hoping that if Ryan Day, it doesn't work out right now. Because like 2 years from now, then I might be in trouble.
I think he'll be fine. I think Fickle will stay at Wisconsin, and then Mike Vrabel will go to Ohio State.
No chance. 0.0%
No, I know.
chance Mike Vrabel wants to recruit.
No, I think Brian Hartline. I think there's a lot of guys that could go take that job at Ohio State if they get rid of Day. And again, I feel like now we're just being whatever. But if that happens, I think Fickle will stay at Wisconsin. Honestly.
Okay, good.
What about on the other side of that bracket? What is Harbaugh doing differently this year? Because he strikes me as a guy that if something doesn't work the year before, he'll like go overboard in one direction or like find one thing that he focuses on. He's like, here's what we're going to concentrate on this year to make sure that we don't have a repeat of what happened last year. So what do you think Harbaugh, is there like a weird message he's giving his guys? Is there something specific he's doing differently this year that he wasn't doing last year?
Yeah, he's threatening that he's going to go interview for an NFL job on signing day if they don't win this game. I don't know that there's a different message as much as I think that what Jim has done that he's adapted to. Like, I think he tried at first to adapt the offense. Like, there was the criticism, and I was throwing some of it out there that, like, you'd seen Alabama and Nick Saban make the change offensively, leaving that kind of rock fight style of we're just going to, beat you to death with our defense, to adding more RPO and spread principles to the offense. And I thought Michigan needed to do that. He tried to, and it really didn't work. And then last year they kind of went back to just being physical, and it worked. I think where he's adapted is Michigan, since Harbaugh has been there, is never like a top 3 kind of recruiting team. It's never really in the top 5. It's typically top 10, maybe sometimes in the top 20. They get the talent that they want, and they've done a very good job of developing high school talent. What's changed, I think, is they've been a little more aggressive with transfers, like figuring when they miss on a guy coming out of high school that's maybe not developing at the rate that they're expecting him to and is not ready, they are going into the transfer portal and they are getting guys in who are ready made. Like Olu Oluwatimi came in, took over the center spot from Virginia, and he's been one of the best. I think he won the Remington. He's been one of the best linemen in the country. Has been great for them all season long. Has been a huge part offensively. I also think that he's going to J.J. McCarthy. This is not a knock on Cade McNamara, who I think is a good quarterback and will probably be pretty good for Iowa next year. But McCarthy is more dynamic and gives them a little bit more options of what they can do on offense, which makes them harder to defend, because even though they're going to be a run-first team, he's at least, his legs give him the chance to run. So instead of playing 11 on 10 defensively, you have to play 11 on 11. That makes things more complicated. So I think that that's where he's adopted. He's gotten more mobile quarterback, and Michigan is being a little more active in the transfer portal than they had been in recent years, because Michigan had always kind of held the, we don't want to rely on transfers, blah, blah, blah. We're academics and all that kind of crap. I think Michigan is playing a little more ball. Now they're not promoting it, but I think that's what's happening. Like, if you look right now at the transfer rankings for the current class, I think Michigan's ranked first with the guys that they're bringing in.
Damn.
And
So yeah.
walk me through what happens. I like doing this thought experiment. TCU just made the championship game. What happened to get them there?
What?
So it's like
how
it's
they
out
beat
there,
Michigan?
you're retroactively.
How did they beat
TCU
Michigan, in other words?
Yeah, no, but
okay.
it's better when you say it like TCU's in the national championship game against Georgia.
Got it.
What happened?
I was very confused there for a second.
What happened, Tom?
Oh, they scored more points than Michigan, and they moved on. No, this is defensively, Michigan has not had to face, like, Ohio State is the only real passing attack that they had to face that could kind of stretch them, and they overwhelmed Ohio State's offensive line and then really hurt them, and they kind of got them. They kind of got Ohio State in a place where it had to chase points instead of do what it wanted offensively, and that becomes much easier to defend when you do that. If TCU hits some shots early and gets ahead of Michigan and puts Michigan in the other seat, where Michigan's got to be the team to try to catch up, because this is a team that is still trying to be deliberate on offense, and losing Blake Corum hurts. Now, Donovan Edwards, I think, is a very good player as well, and they're still going to be able to run the ball. But if you have to put more on J.J. McCarthy's shoulders, that could be the problem. So I think for TCU, the key, if they want to pull off this upset and win this game and play for a national title, they have to get off to a quick start. They have to be winning at the end of the first quarter. They should probably be winning at halftime. They do not want to find themselves in a position to be chasing Michigan, because if Michigan's able to just defensively pin its ears back and go get Max Duggan, who we saw just get the shit beaten out of him by Kansas State the entire Big 12 championship, I don't know how healthy he is for this game. You do not want to be in that position if you're the Horned Frogs. I don't know if Kendre Miller is going to be able to find much running room against this Michigan defense. So they're going to need to hit some shots the same way that Michigan hit shots against Ohio State, big plays in the passing game, and take a lead and just kind of put Michigan back on its, on its heels.
Counterpoint, TCU basically has been down in every game, and they have alligator blood. Like, I'm taking TCU in this game just because they play close games, and I'm giving them more credit for being as tested as you can be, because the Big 12 was good this year, and they ran the gauntlet. I know they had a couple injuries to the opposing quarterback that helped, but they just stay in games.
But I could counter that by saying, while there is no Michigan team in the Big 12. There's no like copycat of that really.
Yep.
But the most Michigan-esque team in the Big 12
Kansas State.
was Kansas State. And Kansas State would have probably beaten them twice if they had their quarterback for the entire first game.
Okay, all right, good counterpoint to my counterpoint. All right, so, Tom, I have one last question. It's a Roback question. Tom's wearing Roback right now. Mm-hmm. Look at that. It's the best. RHOBACK.com. Use code TAKE for 20% off your first purchase. Q-Zips, polos, hoodies, joggers. I'm wearing the joggers right now. Give us your one lock of the bowl season, and why is it Mississippi State? Because it's a dead coach game. Who are they playing?
Illinois, I believe.
Oh, shit. Oh,
Yeah,
whoops.
no,
So will you concede this bowl game
No.
for
No.
Mike Leach?
No.
Wow.
No.
Tom Fornelli
No,
has just spat on Mike Leach's legacy.
Yes.
That's gross.
Oh.
That's gross.
Sorry, Mike.
You're the only you and fellow Illini alum are rooting for Illinois in this game.
I think some Illini alum will be rooting for Mississippi State, honestly, but I am not one of them. Go Illini, beat the shit out of Mississippi State.
Man, beat the shit out of, wow.
I mean, wouldn't it be more of a touching tribute to his legacy if Mississippi State gets shut out? If they can't score a single point without him?
True.
That's a good point. Yeah, that's
True.
how you have to spin it. Yeah.
I will say I hope Illinois comes out first snap of the game, runs 4 verts, just as a touching tribute.
That would be nice. Brett Bielema's brain would explode.
Hey, Illinois got more of that to its offense this year than I think most people realize. My favorite bet, honestly, the over in Tulane USC.
Oh, yes.
I mean, Caleb Williams, he should be healthy. The hamstring should be better enough in this game. But Tulane, I do not think, like, defensively they've been pretty good this year, but they haven't faced Caleb Williams. They haven't faced those receivers. So I don't think they're going to get many stops. And on the flip side, we know USC is not going to get any stops. That defense is terrible, particularly against the run. Tulane's got a very strong run game. I think that is going to be a back and forth tennis match. It is going to be very fun to watch. And the total, I think last I saw was like 62, 61-ish, somewhere in there. Way too low. They're going to get in the 70s for this one.
Tom's an under guy, by the way.
You're an under?
He's a big under guy.
Well, I mean, that's smart. That's probably why you're good at gambling.
Right.
What about Caleb Williams? Is he going to be pissed off enough at Tulane to have, like, fuck you, Tulane painted on his nails before this game?
Fuck Tula. Fuck Tula.
Yeah.
Fuck
Like,
Wave.
is Caleb Williams, is he going to get up for this game?
I think so. I mean, I think coming off that loss, he's got, something to prove. He's won the Heisman. He's going to want to build some stuff going into next year. He's going to want to, I think Caleb Williams is just that kind of guy. I think it doesn't really matter who he's facing. He's going to be pumped up and ready to play. And it's going to be, again, the Trojans probably going to be pissed off that they blew the shot at the playoff, and they might try to be taking it out on the Green Wave here. But the Green Wave are a very good team on offense who getting a shot to beat USC. And honestly, like, the spread was only 2 points last I checked. I think that will catch a lot of people off guard. But because USC's defense is so terrible and Tulane is able to run the ball so effectively, it's not out of question that Tulane can pull this game off. I think this is going to be a really, really exciting and fun game to watch.
Agreed.
All right.
Agreed.
I'm
All right,
pumped.
Tom, last thing I have, you have a rivalry with Hank.
Mm-hmm.
Hank has never gotten the lottery ball. I'm going to let
Really?
you guess one. Yeah, no, he's never gotten it. Right, Hank?
Like, I
Hank?
feel like
No.
No. Wow.
do you even have to try? Like, I mean,
No.
you just have to
No.
name a number. How hard can it be?
It's
Hard.
very
Really hard.
100 of them.
It's very easy. So I'm going to let you, no one else is going to guess. This is just yours. What? Tom gets a chance.
I should get another chance.
No, you don't get another chance. What would your
You
number
know what?
be?
You know what? You can pick it. If Tom says a number that you like the sound of, I'll let you take Tom's number 2.
So it counts.
Hank, what number do you want to pick?
No, Tom, you can't do that.
I'm just not going to pick that number. Hank, what number do you want to pick?
17.
All right, 3. Give me 3.
All right, I'll take 3.
Do you want 3?
Yep.
So wait, we're just giving him one?
Yeah, but I mean, it's Tom's number, but we'll let Hank
All
ride
right,
on
this
it.
doesn't count.
Yes,
though.
it does.
No, it count. I'm gonna
Not
let
the
this
first
count.
time Hank has stolen something from me. Let's be real.
That's
Yeah,
true.
yeah. I'm gonna let this count. He's plagiarizing.
All right. Well, actually, it doesn't matter because Tom, you will not.
You have a malfunction.
I didn't close the door.
You broke the machine,
I
Tom.
didn't close the door.
Are any of the balls
was
that
crazy.
came out free?
What's the last one?
We're all out. All right, we
God.
won't be doing this.
Sorry, Tom. That's a message from the gods that it's
Way
not
to
meant
go,
to be.
Hank. You fucked me.
Oh, that was awesome.
Tom, before we let you go, this is very important.
Oh man,
It's very.
Whoops.
This is very, very important. Billy has to clean up the.
Billy,
the
clean that
again
shit up,
after
would you?
this. It's very, very important, Tom. So you are on the low man committee for the low man trophy for the top fullback in all of college football. So we've got the finalists. We're going to announce the finalists right now in your presence. You do have a vote. You voted on this. And then at the Barstool Bowl, we're going to announce it pregame, I believe. We're going to award the trophy live on the pregame show before that game. So just your initial reaction to the final four for the low man trophy. We've got Pottebaum from Iowa.
Yep.
Monty Pottebaum, perennial nominee, great fullback. We have Drew Painter, James Madison University. We have Brad Roberts, Air Force.
Air Force. Yep.
And then the fourth, Hunter Lepke, North Dakota State
Dakota
University.
State.
Yeah.
It's an excellent Final Four. I feel like the James Madison guy's rigged. Maybe I don't know how he got on the finalist. I feel like
The committee has a lot of
Wisconsin won every
integrity,
year.
Tom. We've got a lot of integrity on this committee, and I do have a vote. Transparently, I have
I
a
do
vote
too.
on it. Big Cat's got a vote, and that's why like everybody says like, oh, low man rigged when Wisconsin fullback wins it every single year. But no, we have a prestigious committee. It's yourself, Andy Staples, Jacob Hester, Lorenzo Neal, Mike Allstott, John Kuhn. The list goes on and on and on. We've got a who's who of fullback community.
real fullback
but
heads.
do you want to announce like out of those four? Do you want to pick your choice, and this will be your official vote?
This is pressure. Lepke, North Dakota State.
You son of a bitch.
Okay.
He's a stud. He's a battering ram. He's good carrying the ball. I just really like him. I will say though, PFT, congratulations to your Dukes on a successful first FBS season.
Yes.
Thank
very
you.
successful.
Yeah, and a great pizza party.
Yeah. All right. Well, Tom, thank you as always. Appreciate it. Good luck in the bowl season, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you, Hank. You're going to win one day, I promise.
No, he won't. No, he won't.
Because we're out of
No,
balls.
he won't. Yeah, that's true.
Oh, that's true. We need Billy to pick up the ball, so maybe sometime next year you'll be able to play again.
All right. See you, Tom.
See you,
Thanks.
Tom. Tom Fornelli was brought to you by Amazon Music. Hey, Prime members, have you heard? Part of My Take is now ad-free on Amazon Music. With the Amazon Music app, you can get access to the largest catalog of ad-free top podcasts, and it's now included with Prime. To listen, visit Amazon.com/PMT, avoid the ads, and listen to your favorite Barstool shows on the go, offline, or wherever life takes you. You can start listening ad-free by visiting Amazon.com/PMT. That's Amazon.com/PMT. I downloaded Amazon Music the other week. It is a game changer when you're listening to podcasts. They skip right over the ads. So you wouldn't even have to be listening to the sound of my voice right now. You're wasting time. Download Amazon Music right now. Start listening ad-free. Amazon.com/PMT. That's Amazon.com/PMT.
Okay, let's wrap up with some Fyre Fest. Quick reminder, the show scheduled next week, Sunday night. So there'll be a new episode on Monday the 26th. It will just be me and PFT. And then we'll have the best of on Wednesday.
Old school.
Old school, yeah. Me and PFT, we're going to try to keep it tight for the people. There's probably a lot of people who aren't working this week, but we will have a new episode because it is an NFL Sunday. We will have the best of on Wednesday, and then Friday we'll be doing a new show from Arizona. So we'll be together for that one, and then we're back regularly scheduled programming on January 2nd. We'll have the regular Sunday, week 17. I do love, by the way, that the new schedule that we have a week 18 like a week into January, because it really does feel, because that like that combo of having all the bowl games on January 1st and then week 17 close by, it really feels like everything's over after that.
Yeah.
So it's nice to have a little buffer.
It's good to go into January, although that's usually traditionally that first week of January when head coaches would all get fired.
Yeah, true.
It'd be that's kind of weird to have Black Monday
push it
pushed back a little bit.
Yeah.
It should actually be at the end of the calendar year, just for tax purposes. That's got to be a pain in the ass.
We should actually do a fire, like the transfer portal. We should do a fire portal where it's just it opens once, let's say in October it opens for 3 days, and then in January it opens for a week. You got to fire in that range.
Yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. So we can all keep track of it. It's always weird when a coach gets fired long after the season's over. It's
Right.
like, why didn't you do this
How'd this
ahead of
happen?
time?
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to have I like the extended schedule now. I'm officially on board. More football is good football.
Yes. Hank, Fyre Fest of the week.
I have a couple.
Not getting the lottery ball.
No, I'm about to get it.
Ha!
Where our office is very close to Penn Station,
Yep.
which is where the Amtrak leaves from. For whatever reason, a couple weeks ago, I decided to book a flight home, and I booked it for later. I'm here now. I could have just left, got on a train. Those are much easier to get on, much less likelihood of delays and shit. Didn't do that. Booked a flight. So this might be a pre-Fyre Fest if I get delayed and I end up like spending 10 hours at an airport for a 45-minute flight.
Yeah.
That will be a potential pre-Fyre Fest. Second one, holiday edition as well. You guys know me. I'm just such a workhorse. I'm just so locked in on work, and then all of a sudden I look up and it's like Christmas. Like today, the office was closed. I didn't even realize it.
Yeah,
And
you just grind so hard.
Third floor corporate life. I just didn't realize a lot of people get a lot of little gifts and trinkets and stuff, and I just didn't really do
You
that.
didn't do that.
You didn't buy anything?
I did for MB, the person I work with the most, but a lot of the other random people that I wouldn't
No
expect.
trinkets.
We don't do trinket gifts like that.
Hank, are you a Grinch?
No,
Wow.
I might be a
Are you
Grinch.
being
I might
known?
be a Grinch. I don't know.
Oh, even worse. It sounds like you're a Scrooge.
And also,
you're the boss.
It sounds like you got to give some trinket gifts after the new year, which is even worse.
Do I though?
Yeah.
Yeah, because you missed out.
Yeah.
Being a Scrooge.
She's like,
don't
I
know.
didn't get in here in time. Here's your trinket gift.
Do you not appreciate the people that work for you?
I don't. Yes, I do.
What were the trinket gifts you got?
Cookies
That's not a trinket.
or like it's a small gift of appreciation. I don't know.
Okay. Cookies. What else? Wait, you didn't share those cookies with us?
They're upstairs.
Huh. Okay. What else?
Gift card,
What was that to?
coffee place.
Stella Blue?
Yes.
nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Awesome.
That's
Who
it.
gave you that? Just curious.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. All right. Well, you got to get on your
Yeah, I
trinket
guess I'm a
gift
Grinch.
game.
I'm a Grinch.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
a
you're,
Grinch.
I'd say Scrooge.
Officially a Grinch. All right, PFT, your Fyre Fest.
My Fyre Fest of the week is I've actually had a pretty clean week, so I'm excited to get into
Whoa.
holiday weekend.
Clean.
Yeah, very clean week.
Yeah.
Exceptionally clean, some might say. I run a tight ship over here on this side of the table. Billy found an old takeout bag that I had in my pile, and so Billy came in this morning and was telling me how dirty I was, which
Watch
is
it on
always
PMTV.
always a great way. Yeah, watch it on PMTV. I like to run a tight ship around here. I guess there was some sort of a bowl, maybe a Chipotle thing, that got left behind and got buried under layers of pile.
leaves food left
So
over.
here's the difference between Big Cat's piles and PFT's piles. Big Cat's piles are like a pile of laundry. Mm-hmm. Like hypothetically, it almost could be like hot laundry out of the dryer that you could jump in. Mm-hmm. PFT's might have rotting or like food items in it.
I had one food
you
item.
said he was like Oscar the Grouch.
Yeah, Oscar the Grouch style.
He lives in a trash can.
Like they're like it is possible there might be a banana peel in the pile.
I
when
appreciate
looking
this,
at
Billy,
it.
because I get the most heat for piles.
Right, your pile's clean. Like if you're like go jump into that pile,
Yeah,
it'd
there's
be like,
nothing
okay,
in there.
Yeah.
I jump into my pile all the time. The problem is with my pile, it had one takeout thing in there.
This isn't the first time.
And then it's got, it is the first time, Billy.
I've
No, it
seen
isn't.
others.
It's the first time. It's the first time.
It's just never on film.
It's the first time.
I've seen others.
Sometimes there's a takeout bag that has, Billy even said, when we sat down, he said, that pile occasionally will have a takeout bag that has napkins or utensils in it, which I'm sorry if I did not throw that away. But this is the first time for food.
You're a trash guy.
It's the first
Yeah.
time for food.
You're a trash
It's all
guy
right.
and a poop guy. Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if it was just a bag of poop in your pile.
I had a bag of poop over here.
I mean, we had the Mountain Dew incident. That
I'm a
we
hatchet
were,
guy. I've got I do have a knife in my pile, and
I took
I've
it
got,
away.
and I've got a hatchet in my pile. So now Billy's got a hatchet and a knife somewhere.
We did have the spitter incident with no cap on it, so
That was true.
yeah.
But that's before I quit. My other real Fyre Fest is that now I'm just back addicted to being addicted to nicotine.
Nice.
So I need to quit that again
Welcome
for
back.
years.
Welcome back. All right, my Fyre Fest. I alluded to it earlier, but I am so fat. I am so fucking fat. Shaving my face was a big, big mistake. The pictures have been an onslaught. Probably going to be a few from this show right now because I don't know. The angles just aren't working. Yeah, Hank, go ahead. Look up. Look at my chins. That's fine. Look directly at my
Playing
chins
the
when you're
angles, that's
talking
good
to
though.
me.
Yeah, no, playing the angles.
Well, there are angles that make it worse,
Yeah.
but it's bad. I'm so fat I got a gym membership. So we're going to fix this.
Okay.
Oh, Mr. Abs over there.
yeah,
Where are they?
They're coming.
Let's see it.
No.
Let's see the progress.
Super Bowl abs.
Yeah, Super Bowl abs. It's on. They're loading.
I'm going to lose so much fat.
I thought you were going to a
right in front of your
basketball
face.
place.
I've been working hard.
Yeah, but so you're
I haven't been able
not
to
going to
go.
go there and not go
No,
to
I'm
the
going
gym?
to go to both.
Oh, got
Once
it.
football's over, I'm back, baby. In your fucking face.
I'm just saying,
I'm going to lose more weight than you could even imagine.
I think if you just go to the basketball thing, you'll lose weight. That happened.
Yeah, it did happen, and then I stopped going, and then I shaved my face like a fucking idiot.
You should get on the Peloton with me and Hank. We're bringing back Buns of Anarchy. Every Monday
I
night.
get bored on the bike.
Every Monday night if you're trying to beat Hank.
I feel like you'd like what Mincy does. Just put on like
No,
a Grateful
that's the
Dead
worst
show.
person to bring up about losing
No,
weight.
no, but he has actually lost a good amount of weight. But he just gets on the bike and listens to shows.
Yeah, I'm gonna get back in shape.
I'm gonna match.
Let's go.
Yep.
Max.
Max,
just this picture, right? We're at the Super Bowl. The Eagles just won. I won my future. Your team won, and we rip each other's shirts off, and we just have fucking sick bods.
I love that.
So I actually have
Ever rip another man's shirt off?
Just to show off the bods. That's men, baby.
Yeah, that's guy stuff.
There's a bunch of liver supplements that have been on sale recently.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, that's a coincidence.
We could just rip those for the whole month. See
Listen,
how it works.
I will, Billy. I will accept one supplement that you think is best
Okay.
for my health. I will
TRT.
take on January 2nd. Well, 3rd, because January 2nd is a Monday.
I actually went to the gym at 12:30 last night because I had this same anxiety that I'm
It's-
like,
dude.
I saw a video of myself. I'm like, I really need to get back in the gym.
It's
And
actually I'm the worst is that I shaved. I'm fat. I'm really
Yeah.
fat. I realize how fat I am, but it's also not diet season yet. So
I
I've
actually
just been
don't think
eating
you're
more.
that fat. I don't think you're that fat at all. I think we live in a world where there's cameras everywhere, and every bad angle gets magnified by like 5,000%. I really don't think you're. I've seen you way
No,
fatter.
stop
It's the-
enabling him,
it's
PFT.
No,
the
I've seen
No,
Big Cat way
PFT's in
I
fatter.
have
denial.
been fatter.
You've been
but
way,
this
way,
is
That's
still
not-
way
fat.
fatter than
That's
this.
irrelevant to the
But
conversation.
it
I've
is
seen Big
fat.
Cat like
I'm fat.
really, really
But
fucking fat. He's
it's-
not fat right
I need to
now.
lose like 15 pounds so that my this.
Yeah.
Also, quick update on my son waking up at 4:30 in the morning, wake me up. We started doing this thing where it's a red light when he's sleeping, and then it turns to green at 7 a.m. So he's not allowed to come out of his room at 7 a.m. He's just come out of his room at 6 a.m. to tell me that it's still a red light and we got to go back to his room. So that doesn't really fix anything.
That doesn't work. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like, "Hey, Dad, it's still red. We gotta stay in bed." I'm like, "But you're fucking standing right next to me, dude." So he's found a loophole in that. Billy.
Last weekend, my phone broke. I was trying to make it to Christmas before getting a new one, but the screen shattered, so I couldn't get any information off of it. And transferring, like in our job, we tend to use tons of images, screenshots, cutting up different things. I have 35 gigabytes of photos, so I can't get a good transfer or backup because it ends up just getting clogged up on all the photos. So I just can't. I have to like reset all my passwords and do all that.
Have
Oh,
you
that
heard of the
sucks.
cloud?
Yeah, the cloud is.
Yes,
does
but the
exist.
cloud
You don't trust it.
doesn't upload all the time.
I'm with Billy. I don't trust the cloud either. I'm anti-cloud.
I trust the cloud. I've had the cloud on, but for some reason it says there's no iCloud backup because there's so many goddamn photos.
So from our perspective, Billy just explained what happened. I just want to say he's been very communicative with me and PFT telling us, but it was very funny because on Saturday night he DM'd both of us saying, "My phone is broken." And then on Sunday, he texted me and PFT at 12:04 and said, "Phone broken, going to AT&T, won't make 1 p.m. games." Then he texted us at 4:14 and said, leaving house, getting new phone, getting into office by 6. We just were laughing. It's like, what happened between noon and 4?
I went to the
Well, the
AT&T.
Jets were playing.
Yeah,
I went
that's
to-
true.
Well, yeah, I was watching Jesse, but I went to the AT&T store. AT&T didn't have any phones. Then I had to go to the Apple store.
That makes sense.
Then I had to go. I went to Best Buy at one point.
Yeah, we were sitting there like there's a gap. There's a 5-hour gap here, but that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. So I'm happy. There's nothing worse than having to deal with phone issues.
Cloud is clutch.
Cloud is clutch.
I lost in 2000, like probably when I was closer to your age. I had a similar situation. Lost all my phone and all my pictures. Devastating. And then I adopted the cloud and really committed to it.
But how many times do you do a full backup?
It does it automatically.
It
like
does
if you have, there's ways that you can set it up.
Okay.
I literally had the same thing happen to you, and I still sometimes like I basically had a year's worth of like shit that I lost that like I still am like fuck, I wish I had that stuff. And so I really looked into the cloud and made sure that it was backed up, had a lot of storage. Et cetera,
Cloud
et
is
cetera.
clutch. When you lose everything, like
So when you
your
break
phone-
it and then
yeah.
it turns back on and it all comes back, you're like, thank fucking God.
Yeah, and you just basically just plug it in your cloud, and it's just your new phone is just set up right away.
Yeah.
All the settings and everything. Damn. Yeah. Get on the
I
cloud.
still don't trust the cloud.
Jake, finish us off.
I had a bad dream the other day.
Oh no.
It was Arizona Bowl game day, and I was heading there, and I was stuck in traffic, and I thought I was going to be late for the broadcast.
Oh,
Let's do what
no.
Peter King does: hit the bike lane.
Yeah.
Just run over some
Yeah.
people.
So I'm going to ensure that's not the
Wait,
case
what did he
next
do?
week.
Was that for like preseason?
It was like a
going to-
Chargers
he was going to
game.
Chargers camp. It was doing
it
his,
was Chargers.
he was
Yeah.
doing his summer camp tour, going to the Chargers game, and he goes, "Look at all this traffic." Fortunately, I figured out a way to get around it, and it's just a picture of him driving just through the bike lane. He's the guy that's the asshole that's cutting around all
Oh,
the
God.
traffic
Yeah.
just by using the bike lane. And then, man, if there's one group of people you don't want to piss off online, it's probably still like Beyonce fans. But second is bicyclists, and so bicyclists just cooked Peter King.
Yeah.
Of course, Peter King wouldn't know what a bike lane looks like.
No, absolutely.
You seen
not.
that guy?
No. Hey, listen. I'm working.
Get on the Peloton, Big Cat.
working
Buns of
on it.
Anarchy.
I might have to. Okay. Hank, so we're going to do numbers. There will be numbers. We're going to actually record, no spoilers. We're going to record the lottery ball machine for Monday's show and Friday's show, and we're not going to do one on Wednesday, but you get one on January 1st. Hank, have you ever gotten this?
Nope.
Okay. I also have a twist if you don't get it, because I don't really want to take your money. Even I get more satisfaction out of you being just terrible at this. But I have a twist if you want to hear it.
28.
I have a twist.
Let's cross that bridge when we get there.
Okay, we've crossed it. You're not going to get it.
Oh, we're at the bridge?
Yeah,
No, we're not.
0.0% chance.
17.
28.
Can I have a number, please?
No.
Give me a number.
No.
What was your last number?
18.
Also, I mean,
What was your number last time?
I think it was, what was it? Maggie, 29.
All right, I'll do 29.
Sebastian has 39.
Wait, what do I have? 28?
You have 28. I have 29. Billy's got 69. Jake?
I have 18. Sebastian has 39.
I have 20.
Wait, what do you have, Hank?
28. Oh, I just saw. Oh, no, I was 82. 10. Mitch Trubisky, 10 God. All right, everyone have a happy Merry
That's the second
Christmas.
time.
Love you guys.
We'll see everyone on Sunday night.
Love you guys.
Watch out for Krampus.